I'm attempting to complete the Blood Moon Rises within 30 days of real life time, doing my first ever playthrough of the new Grandmaster quest as a hardcore Iron Man. Continuing on after completing Song of the Elves, the Mayaki storyline is a significant jump in difficulty. Though we do have a head start, the skill and quest requirements are harder, the dangers along the way are greater, and we won't even know anything about the quest or the challenges we face until we near the end of the 30 days. This is my fully documented journey of trying to complete the Blood Moon Rises in 30 days with just one life. Oh, how incredible it feels to be back on the old John Redhelm with Bob. Look at Bob. I haven't signed into this account in probably since I logged out from the last time of playing. This is really exciting for me and also kind of concerning because I haven't played a hardcore in a long time. I've had grand plans to do this new Grandmaster quest when it was announced, and now we're actually doing it, I guess. I want to try and complete this in 30 days, but to be honest with you, I completely missed the announcement that it was coming out on June 30, and it is currently June 4th. I'm still giving myself 30 days, but it's on brand to miss very important details. I don't even know where to begin on this account. I'm just now looking at the requirement list for the Blood Moon Rises. Some of them we've already ticked off, other ones we're really close to ticking off, but there's one really glaring one that I'll talk about soon that I don't think is going to... It's not gonna go good. 74 Slayer required. The quest releases in 26 days from now. I've got 30 days to be ready to complete the Blood Moon Rises, all while trying not to die. Let's have a look at the state of the account. Oh, what is any of this? I have 3 lore runes. Oh boy. Day 1 might just be a matter of getting the account to being able to actually play the game or something. I'm not too sure. While I figure out what I'm actually going to do on day 1, let's get up to speed. All the things we need to do in the next 30 days. This is the second video in this unintended series following our attempt to complete Song of the Elves within 30 days. I'd recommend giving that a watch before joining in on this one, but if you can't be bothered, here's a quick recap. Having had 3 other underwhelming attempts at playing a hardcore Iron Man, I set out to complete Song of the Elves within 30 days to prove to myself that it was something I could do if I really tried. We went slightly over the 30 days, but managed to get through the quest with the red helmet intact. After completing Song of the Elves, I was more than content with what I'd achieved as a hardcore Iron Man. In fact, I was okay with just leaving the account at that. I'd achieved what I wanted, I'd proved to myself that I could get a hardcore Iron Man into Prifddinas, and that's where the account could have stayed. But what's the point? I don't mean to get overly deep about something that isn't that deep, but what is the point of playing a hardcore character unless you're genuinely pushing the limit of what you can achieve? If you just leave the character alive and unplayed, what even was the point of making it? So John Redhelm is back, and he is back knowing full well that this is likely the last adventure we'll be going on. I go into this challenge accepting that the death of my hardcore Iron Man is almost certain. When I did Song of the Elves, I knew I could get through the adventure. I'd recently done the quest line, was familiar with everything dangerous, and while I didn't know if I would survive the journey, I knew it wasn't beyond me. This, I have no idea, and that's assuming we even make it that far. But we have a head start. The skill requirements to even begin the Blood Moon Rises, particularly the Slayer requirement, are incredibly challenging to achieve within a 30-day period, not to mention the quest having a recommended combat of 110, which achieving within a month is no easy feat. And that right there is the opportunity. The faintest chance to do something that I know is more than likely beyond me. That is why I am trying to complete my first playthrough of the Blood Moon Rises as a hardcore Iron Man. So I've assembled somewhat of a little task list. Some of the requirements we've already knocked out already. What we have remaining is 74 Slayer, 74 woodcutting, 72 cooking, 70 fletching, and 64 crafting. Woodcutting, cooking, fletching, crafting, all fine. 74 Slayer, I don't even know if it's physically possible. We've used a lot of quest labs to be able to complete Song of the Elves, so... Not to mention, look at these melee stats, dude. We've got to do all of the vampire quests, and these these are just not going to cut it. I think as dull as it needs to be, I kind of need to go and do a bit of big crabbing. On second thoughts, I don't think we'll be going to the big crab because this is the best melee weapon that I have. You know what? I got a really good idea of what we're doing day one. It's zombie axe time. There's 3 quests I need to do to complete Defender of Varrock. They are Below Ice Mountain, What Lies Below, and Romeo and Juliet. I'm gonna go and do those ones quickly. Completely forgot to do a little verification check to see that I haven't been playing the account and to check what the 30-day timer is at. We arrived 379 days ago. We have until 409 days to be able to complete this, and this time maybe we'll actually get it done in the 30 days. Vampire killing training montage complete. Below Ice Mountain completed. That moment when you realize What Lies Below requires 35 rune crafting, and alright, it's detour time. First of many, I'm sure. Didn't expect to have a heart rate check on day one, but let's do it. It's gonna be fine. No one's ever died doing this. This isn't a real way to die. We're gonna be fine. Skeletons don't hurt me. Talk to the mage. And run back, run back, run back, run back, run back. It's funny, the chances of dying are minute. I don't think anyone's ever genuinely died doing this, or maybe they have. I don't know, I'm not very smart, but we survived. Scare number 1 survived. John Redhelm lives another day. Honestly, account ruined. All that time during the Song of the Elves video to be able to try and get through without getting a rune crafting level. Almost said Minecrafting level. And now it's ruined. What can you do? Have you ever seen somebody get that puzzle wrong so many times? Temple of the Eye completed. What does that get us to, please? 27 rune crafting. I'm just gonna stay at Guardians of the Rift until 35 rune crafting. $35 rune crafting done. Now we can complete What Lies Below. Just gonna pick up Bob real quick and just pull the pet in 5 searches. You watch. Never lucky. Final trip into the wilderness. Surely we're going to get through this, no problem. No one's here. No reason to be this nervous or nothing. What Lies Below finally done, and Romeo and Juliet done. We now have all the requirements for Defender of Varrock, but we're not doing it right this second. There is a severe financial and rune shortage on the account that needs to be addressed pronto. 85 coins is all I've got to my name, 17 lore runes, 25 death runes, 200 chaos runes. These are things that are not conducive to farming a zombie axe, so this needs to be sorted immediately. What I'm gonna do for money? I don't know. I'm currently weighing up whether it's best to try and burst these down now or train up melee a little bit so that I can just melee them down. That'll be much slower than bursting, but bursting requires getting a lot of money, and this isn't going to buy a whole lot of runes. I'm torn between whether to go back to Guardians of the Rift, whether to do melee, whether to keep doing this and just hope I get lucky. I don't know. Unsure what is the correct option. Right, no, I did 1 lap of the agility pyramid and I can't do this. I'm gonna go do Guardians of the Rift. Is it the right choice? Who knows? I did end up spending a little bit of time at the agility pyramid just to get a little bit of money to work with. These are the decent runes that we've got. We need a lot of bloods and a lot of deaths and only 14 pulls, and I'm starting to realize I think this is just gonna have to be a melee angle, but let's see. Yeah, basically no runes. So this was a calamitous waste of time, very on brand. I'm looking up the chances of that. 1 in 45, so not absurdly insane, but still quite stupid. Maybe that is definitely the sign that we need to be going melee. The sad reality is that we've just pretty much wasted a lot of day one, to be honest, doing rune crafting just for fun. So this is how things are gonna have to go, I suppose. We're going to the Champions Guild, we're going to buy ourselves 1 rune longsword, and we're gonna use our beautiful rune longsword to get ourselves to level 60 attack. The sad thing is that all the good quests that give attack experience, Waterfall Quest, Tree Gnome Village, Fight Arena Grand Tree, all of those things, they've all been done when we were doing the Song of the Elves grind. So I'm just gonna have to stab a big crab until 60 and then we can swap to a dragon longsword. It was an inevitable grind, but whatever, just do it. This might just be the sorriest sight you've ever seen in your life, by the way. I guess we'll see you on day 2 for hopefully something a little bit more exciting than this. It has just occurred to me that I can still do Monkey Madness 1, but I don't really want to just yet. It gives a whole load of combat XP that we sorely need. A magic level's 5, we've got the prayer level for it. It would be perfectly fine to do. I just can't make a mistake with prayers is all. I'm afraid to risk it. Maybe we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm actually screaming at myself, by the way. Went and bought this rune longsword, completely forgetting, hey, remember when we did that whole thing about getting to Prifddinas? Which just so happens to feature a shop where you can buy a rune scimitar. Oh look, good job wasting all that money on the rune longsword. Back to the crab, say nothing, see you on day 2. Good morning, day 2. It was a pretty good night at the crab last night. I think that's 14 strength levels, but this melee setup is not, it's not working. Clank's gauntlets, Gnome Amulet, it's just not gonna do. So today we're making some changes to that. We're going to get as many melee upgrades today as we possibly can and start to put together the gear that we're going to need for the Blood Moon Rises and make all future crabbing a lot less worse than it was last night. We've got a lot of melee upgrades that we need to get. We're going to need to get the Helm of Nature's Knot, which needs 55 defense with 40 currently. The Barrow's Gloves, which is going to take all of Recipe for Disaster basically. Dragon Defender, which I could go and do now, but it will be slow going. And to top it all off, the Fighter Torso, which is a hard one because I usually try to keep this little series as a surprise for my pals, but I think I'm gonna have to break that rule to get that one done. It'll make a massive difference as well. All of those are on the cards, as well as obviously the Zombie Axe, which we're 15 attack levels away from being able to use. And of course at some stage a Fire Cape needs to be done, which I don't even know how I'm gonna do with these stats. But before any of that happens, I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet and do Monkey Madness 1. I really don't want to, even though it's going to be perfectly fine so long as I follow the instructions, don't do anything stupid, and don't immediately lose the hardcore at the start of this journey. It's so much XP, being able to use the Dragon Scimitar from 60 attack to 65 attack, and also during the Zombie Axe grind, I'm just gonna have to do it, unfortunately. Wish me luck. I think I'm gonna need it. All right, spooky part number 1. The only reason it is spooky is because I don't have this clicked. As soon as I click this, I should be perfectly fine. Drink one of these and just endure the constant anxiety of playing a hardcore Ironman. No, I've done everything right, but still walking here it spikes the heart rate every time. Oh, it's fine. First spooky part done. Next spooky part. God, I hate this quest. I hate this quest so much. Kill one of these monkeys as well. If this isn't a baguette, I'm gonna scream. It's a pie. Honestly, I need the food. Do not stand on the light floor in the building. God, everything just wants to kill you. Teleport out to prepare for a dangerous portion. Hello? Were you not here? This is exactly why I did not want to do this quest. I'm not having a grand time. Spooky part number 3 coming up. I've got anti-poisons. I've got a strange fruit for a bit of stamina. It should be perfectly fine. Plenty of food. Successfully survived. Have I mentioned that I hate this quest? More spooky, scary coming up. I'm not having a good time. I'm not having a good time at all. Bob just doesn't care. He's just chilling. Monkeys aren't trying to murder you, Bob. All right. Checkpoint. Need to kill one of these for Recipe for Disaster. I'm struggling to kill a monkey. How did we ever finish Song of the Elves on this account? Gorilla bones acquired. Zombie monkey bones acquired. Now we've got everything for the Recipe for Disaster quest. Back to doing spooky content. Just need to scam a monkey child out of 4 talismans. It's a run through the horrible dungeon again. We really are just a terrible person. One more time through this horrible dungeon. And that is the majority of the spooky parts completed. Still hate this quest. Equip the Grigri. We are now a monkey. Again, you do everything correct. You follow the big capitalized letters in the top left of the corner. And yet still walking through here spikes the heart rate like you wouldn't believe. Ooh, and we're fine. Don't want any mischief, please. Don't give me any grief. Just one of you. Nothing to see here. All right. Final fight, all equipped, got everything ready. All I can do is send it. And of course, we're cheesing the boss fight. Perfectly safe from harm. We got through Monkey Madness, thank God. I didn't expect to have to be doing something so dangerous in day 2, but this is what you get for not making a plan. I try to keep it as authentic as possible and not just plan the most perfect optimal route at the start. I just sort of want to sign in and see what happens. I guess Monkey Madness on day 2 is what is happening. We're gonna have to come back here to the monkey place after the quest, and that is where my original hardcore or the Friendship Lock series died, but that's a problem for when we do Recipe for Disaster. For now, we are absolutely done. Monkey Madness completed. Surprised that we got through it, to be honest, a little bit. Couple of important things that we still have to do though. First things first, get our XP. I think I'm actually going to go for the attack and the defense rather than the strength and the stamina. Look at those numbers drop. 53 attack, 46 defense, 60 strength. One last thing to do before we can move on with our lives, which really was the whole main purpose of doing this quest. Here we go, the rare Grigri and protect from range strategy. Hello, Dagger, please give me a dragon scimitar and get away. We're all done with Monkey Madness. Again, have to go back in the future for the Recipe for Disaster subquest, but for now we've got a dragon scimitar that we obviously can't wield for another 7 attack levels, but we've got it and it looks nice. Back to the big crab for 60 attack. Iconic moment for Mr. John Redhelm coming in. 60 attack on the board, which means we can now click the red sword. Now we're a real hardcore Iron Man. I'm going to change it up. We're now going to start training defense. I would like to get 55 defense. That is the requirement for the Helm of Nate Is Not, which is what we're working towards next. Grab one quick defense level, and then we're actually going to change it up just a little bit. I'm going to go and complete a quest that is about milk. It's about milk, and it's about nothing else but milk. It's just milk. The Ides of Milk is completed. That completes a quest that is about milk and only about milk and nothing else but milk. I'm going to be killing Brutus that drops the Moo letter at a 1 in 30 drop rate. Basically a steel defender, and it's just a tiny little upgrade until we actually go for the proper human dragon defender. But the combat XP from killing Brutus is also really good, so it's kind of a win-win. First KC surely? Never lucky. That's what we were looking for. Took a little bit over rate, but check out the drip. Do one more kill just for fun. See if we can get a PB with the Moo letter, surely. Don't mean to brag, 16-second PB. No new PB, what even is the point? Alright, back to the big crab. This is where I'm going to set up camp for the night as well. Hit 55 defense and then maybe start working on some strength. But that's a wrap for day 2, a productive day 2. I'll see you on day 3. Good morning, bright and early for day 3, and by bright and early I mean it is barely 1 AM at the moment. 55 defense has been gotten just working on some strength while I'm waiting for some friends to get ready. There's a really important grind that we need to get out of the way, and that grind is the fighter torso. We can't keep wearing graceful to be training our combats. Something's going to be done about that immediately. It is a safe death for hardcore Ironmans, and it is a grind we need to get done immediately. So let's go and do it. This game is so buggy, man. Why am I frozen? And that is it for Barbarian Assault. Completed all of the points for all of the roles. Going to continue just for fun. Barbarian Assault gets so much hate for no reason, I swear. It's so much fun when you're doing it with friends. I'm going to finish up here and then we're going to get the fighter torso. Another best in slot item received, at least best in slot for what we're going to be using it for. Look at him. Big thank you to all of the lovely friends that helped. This makes crabbing a whole lot nicer. Speaking of which, it is 3:30 AM and although day 3 has started, I need to go and get a bit of rest because there's plenty going on for the rest of day 3. Most of the day's been spent just at the big crab getting these 65 in attack and 65 in strength, which is huge. It gives us 130 combined attack and strength so we can get into the Warriors Guild, get ourselves a Dragon Defender. This Moo letter just isn't cutting it. That's one gear upgrade that I want to get today. The other one is the Helm of Nate is Not, which we need to complete Fremenic Trials to be able to do Fremenic Isles. I really dislike this quest. It's probably my least favorite quest of all, just for how long it takes and no one seems to hate it. Fremenic Trials, it's not too bad. Fremenic Isles is a little bit risky, like a 3 out of 10 on the spooky meter. We should get through it perfectly fine though, and we're going to have a new gear upgrade as soon as it's done. Now for the worst part of the whole quest. Nothing like a forced hardcore Iron Man jump scare. Alright Bob, turn around. You ain't gonna want to see this. Or John Redhelm, just taking a battering. 07 to John Redhelm. Is it a sign of things to come? Possibly. Fremenic Trials completed. Yep, nothing's changed. Still hate that quest. Not fun. Takes too long. Wholly unenjoyable experience. Now onto the Fremenic Isles. Just me in my natural environment. Whether you like it or not, friends, this is what a true warrior looks like. Really not the worst at all. Just doing everything on this account is just so frightening for no reason. Fremenic Isles completed. Helm of Nate is Not acquired. +3 strength and +3 prayer bonus. The melee gear is coming along. This isn't going to be the last of our melee upgrades for the day, but it is going to be for now. I think I've earned a little bit of crab time personally. Just look at this stud. Alrighty, crab time is officially over. It's getting really late on day 3 and I want to make sure I've got a Dragon Defender by the end of the night. I don't want to have another night without Dragon Defender. It's a +6 melee strength upgrade and it's really important for us to get and make training so much easier. There's still a few different upgrades that we need that require a few different grinds. I'm really not keen on this taking longer than it needs to. It's a 1 in 50 drop rate for the first 7 defenders, then in 1 in 100 for the Dragon Defender. I'm just hoping to God that we get really lucky. Alright, that's about an hour and a half worth of tokens. I'm definitely gonna need more, but at least it'll give us enough to get a start. Even that was painful enough. Join me for the first one, just to hopefully we get a bit of good luck. Never lucky. Alright, I'm locking in. Wish me luck. Completely ran out of steam after getting the Rune Defender last night. The day 4 begins with us getting the Dragon Defender. We went slightly over rate for the Rune Defender. Hopefully we go well under rate for the Dragon Defender. It is a 1 in 100. These ones are much stronger than the ones upstairs as well, so hopefully this is nice and cruisy. Stick with me for the first. You have to. This is the good luck charm. I have a bunch of super attack and super strength potions from the Song of the Elves grind, which I've been trying not to use for the early parts of the combat training just because I think it's a little bit cheap. But now that we've passed 70 strength, I'm definitely using them, taking full advantage. Go on, one and done, surely. Be kind, never lucky. That's super duper lucky to get the Dragon Defender that early. How many KC was that? 8 KC in, and we've got ourselves a Dragon Defender. Plop that thing on. We can't equip it for another 5 defense levels. Alright, well, if you need me, you know where I'll be. You probably didn't guess Guardians of the Rift is where I meant that you were going to find me. I need 87,000 Tokal to be able to get obsidian plate legs, which are going to be our best legs item possible. It's a +1 strength and a little bit of defensive stats as well. It's the best that we're going to be able to do, and it requires 60 defense to require. We've got to get 60 defense, may as well knock out 2 birds with the 1 stone. Because of the severe financial shortage on the account, this is the best way for us to get runes right now, so this is what we've got to do. Between all of these runes that are in my inventory, surely we've got enough to sell bits and pieces to be able to get enough Tokal. I've already gone and got 20,000, so surely we were able to get 60,000 more. Yeah, not even remotely close. I need money, dude. I don't know how to get money. I'm gonna have to go back to the agility pyramid, aren't I? Finally decided to do the math, and I'm going to need about 6,600 chaos runes to be able to get enough or the remainder of the Tokal for the obsidian plate legs. Where am I getting 6,600 chaos runes from, or the money to buy them? All this for +1 strength bonus. You got to do what you've got to do, I guess. Hey, so guess what? It's only just occurred to me that in order to get the obsidian plate legs, we need a fire cape to pass through the vent, and the fire cape conundrum is not one that I've solved just yet. So I'm doing all this for nothing right now. This is a grand colossal waste of time, and I should have just gone to the crab and just got 5 defense levels and got a defender and been happy with that. I just need to get this zombie axe as soon as possible. This is getting embarrassing. Genuinely, how we completed Song of the Elves without dying is a mystery. I'm getting these 5 defense levels, and then I'm gonna go get that zombie axe. There's still so many things that need to be done. So much time has been spent on this already. 60 defense is up. Dragon Defender is on. Now we're truly reaching our potential of AFK crabbing. I got a couple of hours to kill at the crab before I can start Defender of Varrock. See if we can get another strength level or 2. I ended up having a much needed early night last night, well and truly ready to go and get this zombie axe. And I'm glad that I'm starting the grind early in the day, because I've got a horrible feeling that I'm gonna be going dry. There's no reasonable reason to believe that, but that's just the feeling I've got. Goodbye, gemstone crab. Time to go and get the zombie axe. One small detour before we do the grind, and that is to complete the haunted mine to get a salve amulet. I won't be enchanting it, but it will be a 16.6% damage buff while we are doing this grind, and that's going to be sorely needed. It is a pain in the ass of a quest, but hopefully we get through it no problem. As unassuming as this quest is, it has been the death of many a hardcores and certainly main accounts and normal irons that have just tried to do this quest. The minecarts in this fight can just wipe you out really quickly. You can eat through them, but there's so many different sources of damage in this quest. I'm super nervous right now. This is probably the most nervous I've been, but a 16% damage buff, I've got to do it. That's honestly probably the most humble I've ever seen the quest be. Every time you watch videos or anything of this, it's unforgiving and unrelentless. That was insane luck. Maybe the account's just blessed, who knows? Haunted Mine completed, 22,000 strength XP, ability to make salve amulets. I'm gonna get a bunch of these just in case. That's that was so humble. That was really, really humble. Next up is the zombie axe. Defender of Varrock completed. Nice straightforward quest. There's a couple of reasons why I wanted to complete the quest before starting the grind. I know a lot of people like to farm it during the instances during the quest. I'll explain those when I get to the zombie base. I should probably turn on Protect from Melee. There's a spot just up here past this gate where if you stand next to this torch, right here, there are 3 melee zombie spawns, whereas during the quest there are only 2. This allows us to just attack them single target, seeing as we're doing it as melee. Don't have to worry about the ranger attacking us, and we can just enjoy prey flicking, saving on supplies, and getting through this long old grind while we stand in a corner. I hope to God we don't go dry. This could be really painful. But this is me potentially all day. Currently 122 kills deep, so I guess 678 more to go until we can officially complain. We have hit the 400 KC mark. No super spoon, unfortunately, unless... That was worth a try. I'm getting about 150 kills per hour at the moment, so it's not super quick. The plus side is that the combat XP is really, really good, and it's passive, not really taking notice of it. It was just time taken away that would be at the big crab, so I really can't complain about not getting spooned. Don't you worry, the complaints will start coming in 400 KC if we haven't got it. Well, we are officially over the drop rate. I've been at it for about 6 hours now, I'm guessing. I can tell you now, 6 hours of breath flicking, it does stuff to somebody. This is definitely going top 10 on the list of grinds that I'll never be doing again. A melee zombie axe. Fingers crossed we don't go too far over the 1 in 800 rate. I've got to call it here for the night. I am beyond mentally drained. This is kill number 850. Be the damn zombie axe. A sapphire. 1 in 512. Cool, thanks. Appreciate it. My third one, by the way. Another night spent at the crab without the zombie axe. Maybe, just maybe, day 6 will bring a little bit better luck. I was just laying in bed just thinking about this whole zombie axe thing, and I just don't think that I can put it off another day. I'm super tired, it is super late, but we need this zombie axe. I'm very conscious of this not taking any longer than it needs to and taking up any more days. There's still so much that needs to be done. So I'm just gonna stay here until we've got this zombie axe. However long it takes, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to bed until there's a zombie axe in Mr. John Redhelm's hands. $1,062 KC, broken zombie axe in the inventory. Let me please get out of here. Not super far over rate the end, but still too far. Hammer in the inventory. Zombie axe repaired. Oh, this is gonna be a sight. Look at this stud. Holy, this is what a warrior looks like. There's only one way that I know how to truly celebrate this incredible upgrade that we've got, and that's to go and kill Brutus and get a new PB. The 16-second barrier is in serious danger. The true power of John the Warrior. 10 seconds. Have grown so powerful over the last 5 days, dude. I'm so over the moon with the amount of upgrades that we've managed to get in just such a small amount of time. Nezzy Helm, Zombie Axe, Fighter Torso, Dragon, Defender, and like, I don't know, 1 million attack and strength levels. We're set up really well for when the Slayer grind comes along. The sweet irony of getting the zombie axe is that it's pretty much going to be living in the bank aside from a little bit of crab duty over the next few days. There's still 3 notable melee upgrades that I need to get. The first one that I'm going to go for is Barrow's Gloves. The only requirement we need remaining to be able to complete the RFD subquest is 70 cooking. We need 72 cooking for the Blood Moon Rises as well as something else that I haven't really talked about. I'm cooking up a diabolical plan in the background. But 72 cooking is very important, but before anything else, I need me a cat. Gertrude's cat is completed. We are now the owner of a very small kitten. Everybody, please meet Future Runes. Spelled PHEWCHEROONS. Future Runes. A pretentious name for a pretentious cat. I have no emotional connection to this little kitten right here. It's not Bob. It will never be Bob, unfortunately. But we're stuck with it for the next little while until it grows up into a fully grown cat. Catch up, Future Runes. This is us until we hit 65 fishing. Then I'll be moving to Karambwans and we will just keep going until we hit 72 cooking. The second this cat grows up, it's going in the bank. You are not Bob. Good morning to start day 6. I had a crazy dream that I need to share with you. The hardcore dreams have started. In my dream, it was so vivid and real. I died on the account and I woke up and I was sort of like in a small panic being like, oh man, I'm so disappointed. Oh, this sucks. I'd actually just texted a friend that I got the zombie axe finally, and then in the dream messaged them to say to disregard that because I died. And then I properly woke up and I was like, okay, well, none of that was real. And then you question which of it it is real, and brains are stupid. It's just so stupid. Playing a hardcore is not for me. Like, I don't want to ham it up and like make it for show or anything when I say, oh, hardcore is beyond me or whatever. I'm not made for this lifestyle, dude. I'm not made for it. Future Runes is all grown up, which means it's time to immediately put him to work. Cat's gonna be a working cat. Need a bunch of different spices for the Evil Dave recipe for disaster subquest, and I figure may as well do it now while I'm incredibly bored of fishing. And it's just occurred to me that I think you need to start the subquest in order for you to get any spices. Alright, this one's on me. Get in the backpack, hop in the bank, out you come Bob, everything is right in the world again. I'm really bored of fishing and I'm thinking I might just skip the fishing grind, but for now, I think it's a good time to start the first of 6 quests in the Mayaki quest line. It's not like the Elf storyline, these ones ramp up pretty quickly. I'm gonna go and do In Search of the Mayaki.
In Search of the Mayaki. A hooded man named Vanstrom Klaus sits in the Canifer's tavern with a task for us. Deliver some weapons to a group of rebels known as the Mayaki, who are fighting against the vampires that rule over Mauritania. Tracking the Mayaki down proves to be a difficult task, with the group's whereabouts kept under sealed lips by any who know of its existence, for fear of the vampires tracking their location. We prove that our intentions to assist are sincere, and meet Veliath Hertz, the leader of the Mortmire division of the Mayaki, and the 5 other members of the small resistance group. As Veliath accepts the weapons, a vampire materializes in the hideout, being none other than Vanstrom Klaus. Vanstrom is the leader of the Firewatch, the vanguard for enforcing the policies of the Drakan overlords. Having unknowingly led him directly to the Mayaki, he promptly strikes down 2 of its members and summons a Hellhound to finish off the remainder. We slay the Hellhound to regain the Mayaki's trust, and are instated as part of the group. When we return to the pub to confront Vanstrom, he is nowhere to be found.
In Search of the Mayaki completed, the first of 6 quests in the Mayaki quest line. If we get super bored of fishing and cooking, I guess we can come back and do In Aid of the Mayaki. But for now, it's back to fishing prison. Fly fishing was boring the hell out of me, so I'm just gonna do some Temperos just to speed through some of these fishing levels. I thought about doing the skip for fishing and just buying Karambuans, but I don't know, I just feel like this is probably the right thing to do. Even if it isn't, yeah, Temperos is not doing it for me at all. 18 reward permits though, so maybe we'll get something cool, who knows? Bunch of raw fish, that'll do. Alright, back to fly fishing. Temperos absolutely was the play. Fishing barrel makes this so worth it. Karumbuan fishing just leveled up so much. And the tackle box? Heaps of raw fish. Fishing barrel, I regret nothing. 70 cooking coming in to begin day number 8. We still need 2 more levels for the Blood Moon Rises, but this serves as a checkpoint for now. We have every requirement we need to go and complete Recipe for Disaster. 6 subquests remain for Recipe for Disaster for us to be able to go and get our Barrow's gloves, and I'm starting immediately with the one that redeems our last hardcore attempt. I'm doing the Monkey Ambassador. This is the scene of the crime, where once upon a time, Mr. Joe Friend, the character I use in Friendship Lock, lost attention, ran out of prayer points, and died to the big snake. I even got a tattoo of a big snake. The mistake that you only make once, it is not happening again. Redemption for Mr. Joe Friend. We've made the stuffed snake. We have well and truly surpassed the last hardcore attempt. Monkey Ambassador RFD subquest is completed. Alright, 5 more to go. Future Runes, your time has come. It is time for you to get to work. Serve your purpose. Well done, Future Runes. You've done an equally wonderful and also terrible thing at the same time. Your reward is that you get to be picked up and put in the bank for the remainder of all eternity, while Bob gets to come along for the rest of the journey. Evil Dave completed. 4 more to go. Scratch completed, 3 to go. Ceramic bars down, 2 remain. Pirate Pete completed, 1 remaining. Saving the easiest for last. Lumbridge Guide is completed. That is all of the Recipe for Disaster subquests. Now the fun part. Dealing with the Colored Aeromancer. Oh, I'm nervous for this one. 6 bosses to kill. Agrith Nana up first. Max hit of 16. One down, 5 to go. Best thing about this is he can just leave to restock, so I love that. Flambade up next. Simple strategy, just going to entangle him, run away. Max hit of 25 though, so I don't really want to get in his melee range at all. Flambade down, run away, run away. Caramel up next. Apparently very inaccurate, best to fight in melee range. I've got some super restores in case the stat drain drops down our ability to cast Fire Wave, which it probably will. And run away quickly, run away quickly. Zord up next. I think the best strategy is just literally to run around in a circle and use magic and eat when he hits us. Max hit of 19. Quite frightened. You know, this is completely fine. He just teleports every now and then. And leave quickly. Leave quickly. Alright, Gelatinous Mother. Easily the most frightening of all of them. The reason it's most frightening is it can do a ranged attack that can hit 20 twice. And it can do it back to back. I'm no mathematician, but that's 80 damage and we have 74 hit points. This is quite risky. Really frightened, and I've got to be really quick with the old eats as soon as I see that first 20. So wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. Oh, I'm leaving. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I really don't know how I'm gonna do this. I feel like I did no damage as well. This is quite, I think maybe if I don't overeat like I was, and also wear the Nezzy helm, that might help as well. Maybe we'll have a better chance. I'll try again, I guess. Oh, run away, run away, run away. Oh, that scared the life out of me, dude. Was never in serious danger, just the only concern was not eating quick enough. That was not an enjoyable experience at all. Just the Colored Aeromancer remaining, a max hit of 25 with magic, but we should be okay with this one. From memory, this was one of the easier ones, and it's the only step between us and having the Barrow's gloves, dude. Don't screw it up here, please. Don't screw it up here. Don't tell me you can just be kited the whole time. There's no way. There's no way you could just kite him the whole time. I guess you can just kite him the whole time. We've got the Barrow's gloves, baby. Best animation in the game. No food required at all. Recipe for Disaster is completed. Don't forget the lamp on the floor, please. Playmouse spoils from a quest well completed. Barrow's gloves equipped. This is a massive upgrade, dude. Massive upgrade. Plus 12 strength bonus for our melee training. Good all-round attack bonuses for every combat style. This is just our gloves. Bob, tell me you're proud of me right now, please. I'm so over the moon. You can probably tell I'm so pleased with myself for that. I had no clue whether I could do it or not. It's amazing. I'm so thrilled. The lamp can only go to one skill. The save skill, well, I guess it can't go to the skill that we want. Chucking it in the bank for later. That's 20,000 Slayer experience we're not passing up on. 72 cooking in the books, the end of the long cooking grind. But as one grind ends, another one is about to begin. I've cooked up what I believe to be an absolutely diabolical plan for us to be able to get a fire cape. And it all begins with these humble dragon fruit tree seeds got along the way during the Song of the Elves grind. We have 78 farming, which is not enough to be able to plant these dragon fruit tree seeds, but luckily for us, we have a chef's hat. And a chef's hat means that we can enter the cooking guild, buy ourselves a couple of garden pies, and now we can prepare our dragon fruit tree seeds. I've had a palm tree planted here in the gnome stronghold. I've been collecting the coconuts every now and then because I knew that I'd need them for this occasion. Eat the garden pie, plant the dragon fruit tree seed, and pay for protection. I'm gonna see you in 16 hours. We're gonna need 16 hours for what we're doing next. The next step in this diabolical plan is actually 70 fletching, which just so happens, luckily enough, for us to be the fletching requirement for the Blood Moon Rises. So it works out pretty well. That's what I'm gonna be doing. It's time to start the fletching grind. And at the end of it, we're gonna be able to get a fire cape. Figure that one out. Once upon a time, fletching was a pain to be training, but not anymore with Veil Totems. It's so chill, so comfy, so cozy. Didn't want to mention it too much because we're already 71 woodcutting. 74 woodcutting is a requirement for the Blood Moon Rises. We're probably going to be hitting that one as well. 2 big requirements about to be knocked out. $74 woodcutting coming in, another one of the Blood Moon Rises requirements down. Still 5 more fletching levels to go, not only for the Blood Moon Rises requirement, but also to put into our grand plans for the Fire Cape. Grind's taken a little bit longer than I thought. I knew I'd have a couple of busy days, so we've lost a couple of days, but it's fine. We're making really good pace. At least I think so. Maybe I've got no idea how bad this Slayer grind is going to be. The fletching grind is finally over. That took forever. It is super late in the day today, and I am completely tired, but there's still some more chores that need to get done. I've got my eyes on this fire cape desperately. I really want to get it tomorrow. But there's a lot that needs to happen in order for it to come to fruition. Step 1, I need a hunter's crossbow from Yunil, easily secured. Next, I'm going to need a lot of Kebbit bolts in order to use this hunter crossbow. Also need another hunter level as well, so this is a good way to sort of do 2 birds, 1 stone, get ammunition, and also get some hunter experience in the meantime, because we're going to need to get 4 ranged levels. I need 66 ranged, and that's going to take forever in our horrible little range setup. What a sorry old sight you are, Mr. John Redhelm. But this is us. We've got our 1 hunter level. 71 hunter is really important. Now we just need 4 range levels in the plan. Oh, it can come to fruition. We're getting a fire cape tomorrow. Day 12 begins with 66 ranged in the books. I've been at this for like 4 or 5 hours today. It's been very slow going in this setup, but finally we have everything we need to allow the Grand Fire Cape plan to come to fruition. First things first, we need to pick up a bunch of these Trapper's Tipples sitting on the tables in the Hunter Guild. They provide a +2 boost to Hunter. We're at 71 Hunter currently. At 72, we can hunt Sunlight antelopes. We have a little sip of the drink, we set up our trap, click on an antelope, we jump the trap, and we do this for a very long time. These sunlight antelope antlers can be turned into sunlight bolts. We need a lot of them. 1400-ish sunlight antibolts seems like enough for a fire cape. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, we'll find out. Plus the extra antler for the cherry on top at the end of this. We need 73 cooking to be able to do the next step, but unfortunately, we only have 72 cooking. Now we could stew boost, but that would require getting future runes out of the bank, and I don't want to do that. So instead, we're actually going to be completing the Pandemonium, and I will show you why when it is finished. This is the only sailing content we'll ever be doing on the account ever. And this is why I should read before I start things. You can't actually buy the thing that boosts the cooking from the pub until you've got like 45 sailing. Oh, Bob, you're going in the bank. God, I hate this cat. Go to work. Should hopefully be plenty enough orange spice to be able to get what we need done. Goodbye, future runes. Welcome back, Bob. All is right in the world. We're finally taking advantage of the dragon fruit tree we grew all those days ago. Check the health, a level coming in. Don't care. We're here for the delicious fruit that it gives us. We're looking for a boost to cooking with this spicy stew. Fingers crossed. That's the one. We're going to move quickly. 4 pies prepared. Run immediately to Lumbridge. Straight to the stove. We only need 1 of them to cook. Love it when a plan comes together, and 1 bite of a dragon fruit pie allows us to be able to make a Sunlight Hunter's crossbow, which we're using in the fight caves. Holy. This is is certainly a setup. Look. 66 ranged, an inventory full of strawberries. Each basket heals a total of 25 HP each. 8 prayer pots because I'm going to be doing a lot of prayer flicking. 1 solitary brew left over from Song of the Elves, and some emergency Quran wads. Help. I love a scuffed fire cape, but this is a lot. It is a safe death, but I'm bringing Bob in with me, so there are some stakes in case I die. I really want to just one and done this. It would be really funny to walk in and get it first time. All right, here goes nothing. 25 minutes in, all the early waves have been navigated without any real supplies being used. Having a lot of fun. I'm so fatigued though. I'm so tired. It's really late in the day. And we're about to get into the big boy waves as well. The majors coming up next. Time to lock in. We're hitting the waves where we get mages and rangers. We're going to start chewing through these supplies. Honestly, the hardest thing that I'm dealing with at the moment is the fact that I'm using a 3-tick weapon and getting attacked on a 4-tick cycle. And I'm used to this just being sort of a rhythm game, you know, using a 4-tick weapon or a 2-tick weapon, making flicking quite difficult. Killing every single major takes forever as well. You miss one flick and it's incredibly damaging, just like that. Just be perfect. Starting to really chew through the supplies. The focus is dropping. Dealing with the prayer flicking is challenging. This is a stupid idea. We've got 20 waves to go. Oh. No, lock in. I've done it before. I can do it again. The difficult part about it is I'm just flicking for so long, and I can do great for 5 to 10 waves, no problem, and then I have one wave where it just obliterates all of my supplies. Truly is just a don't make mistakes kind of an angle. Just about to head into the 50s. I think our supplies are looking okay. Plenty of prayer, but we're gonna need it for the later waves. Wave 60 is the double ranger. We're gonna need some more supplies, which means we need a humble spawn the next wave or a quick solve, either one. It's getting pretty rough. We now have no use for baskets. It's just an inventory of strawberries, 3 doses of Saradomin brew, and plenty of prayer pots. I'm gonna need a bit of luck. I need a good spawn next wave just to be able to get through the double ranger at 60. So incredibly lucky to not have to spam our brew this wave. It's actually huge. We're probably going to need to do it next wave. All right. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. Just double rangers at wave 60 to get through. 61 is double melee. And like, look at these guys. They serve no threat to us whatsoever. Big moron. 62 double major, which is no problem. Just pray mage, and then it's Jad. Just have to get through wave 60. Oh, I need to take a deep breath. Take this ranger out quickly. Okay. We're all right. Comfortable. Okay, double melee wave next, which is no problem at all. Holding on to this brew for Jad is incredible. We're probably going to have to tank some healer damage, so from this stage, I'd be pretty disappointed if we don't get the fire cape from here. A little bit of luck involved to get through these waves. Only the double mages to go, but they're not really waves. It's just pray mage, no problem. We've managed the prayer situation quite well. We're perfectly fine to have enough to get through Jad. All right, I'm going full spectrum non-verbal mode. Healer's about to come up. They're the only real challenge remaining. One healer causing issues. Oh, I've screwed it badly. I'm just gonna kill all the healers. Once again, this is not how the guide says to do it. Okay, now it's a free ride to the end. It's lucky we've got 1,000,000 prayer pots because your boy is full health again. The healers are back. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What am I doing wrong? I finally fixed it. It's clearly a lot about fire caves that I just don't know. I'm just hanging out being on their team. I swear if I ruin this right at the end by missing a prayer or something, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. It's actually over. Oh my god. I am beyond mentally fatigued. But it is all worth it to be able to click the fire cape and have this bad boy on our back. Bob, tell me you're proud of me. Who's this guy? It is like 2 a.m. Eyes glazed over. I have no idea what happened with the healers at the end. I'm just glad we had enough supplies to deal with it. But we've got the fire cape, baby. What a stupid... How long? 2 hours, 18 minutes, basically. It just... Never again. +2 prayer bonus, +4 melee strength. And we can't get the obsidian plate legs, but we can absolutely look at them. Obsidian plate legs, my beloved. One day you will be mine, but it is unfortunately not this day, but we've got a fire cape. I can't complain at all. I need to sleep. First thing in the morning, we're celebrating by doing a quest. Day 13, what have you got in store for us? Honestly, I have no plan after doing this quest. Probably gonna take a while to do. It requires 1,000,000 different items. Maybe I'll have a think and we'll check in after the quest.
In aid of the Myaki. With the Myaki's Canifis hideout compromised, Veliath asks us to establish a new base of operations in Burg de Rot, a neighbouring town to the vampire capital of Darkmire, ruled by the Drakan family. The slums of Darkmire, known as Mayaditch, sit right on Burg de Rot's border, where the human inhabitants are forced to provide blood tithes to the vampire population. We continue to prove our allegiance to the resistance against the vampires, and slowly rebuild the town of Burg de Rot, establishing a new base of operations beneath the town's old pub. However, as we reignite the town's furnace, it wins the attention of Vanstrom Klaus, who sends his tithe collector Gadaranx to collect blood from the residents. Gadaranx serves Vanstrom in exchange for the promised safety of his wife and son from the vampires, but despite this motivation, he is unsuccessful in collecting the blood tithes. Defeated, Gadaranx begs us to save his family, revealing some of the vampire's weaknesses before passing away. With the town restored, we return to Veliath, who tells us that Ivan Strom, the youngest member of the Myaki, will be taking tutelage under Drizel, the priest in Patadomus, which acts as the border between Mistlin and Mauritania along the River Salve. Patadomus is said to be the resting site of Ivandis Sirges, one of the 7 priestly warriors who fought against Lord Drakan in the battle to bless the River Salve to prevent vampires from crossing it. Our final task is to escort Ivan through Mortmire to Patadomus, where Drizel dismisses Veliath's claims that Ivandis was not put to rest in the temple. However, Drizel does grant us access to the temple's secret library to explore further, where we learn that Ivandis' final resting place can be tracked right next to the Myaki's Canifis hideout. A recreation of the weapon Ivandis used in battle is taken to Veliath, further inspiring hope in the resistance.
In aid of the Myaki completed. I'm honestly having so much fun doing these quests and reading through everything. I'm really tempted to just keep going, but like, I'm trying to use these quests as a bit of a reward for being a good boy and getting things done. Maybe we'll do another one after I get through the next little grind. Nothing exciting about it. All I'm going to be doing is trading with the crew members at the charter ships, getting all the soda ash, all the buckets of sand, and we've got to get 64 crafting. It's gonna suck, but it needs to be done, and it will just leave 1 skill requirement remaining. I ended up moving to giant seaweed and just mining the sand, and let me tell you, I feel like I've been doing crafting all day and gotten nowhere. We're level 58 crafting. I think we've got like 61 banked, and I feel like I've done nothing but crafting all day. This might be my new most hated skill. So I'm gonna have to get more seaweed, gonna have to get more buckets of sand. I did not expect to lose like 3 days to this. I really didn't. I feel like the last week or so progress has just slowed down so much, and I'm starting to get worried because we had so much time and now we've got so little, what feels like so little time. And I know the biggest grind is still yet to come. I'm hoping this only takes one more day. This one felt like it took forever. I think I completely underestimated how long 64 crafting was going to take, but it is completed. We have one remaining skill to get to have every skill requirement for the Blood Moon Rises, but I did not think we would lose this many days, to be honest. Today is officially the halfway point of this challenge. It is day 15, the end of day 15, might I add. And as such, I've got to do a little verification check just to make sure that everything is still on track and I'm not lying about the timeline. Where are you, Hans? We started at 379 days ago. Well, I started playing at 9 a.m. and it is currently 11:18 p.m. So technically there's 12 hours to go, but yeah, look, it's day 15, all right? Going by this, it's 14 days, but it is day 15, the end of day 15. You'll just have to trust, all right? Be an odd strategy to lie to lose a day. I feel like I've earned some time at the Big Crab now after all of this skilling. I feel like there's been so little updates the last few days, but honestly, what's there to report? Hi, I'm farming seaweed, I'm fletching, woohoo. But tomorrow things are gonna get a little bit fun because I'm gonna be unveiling our next great big project. As day 16 starts, it is time to enact Operation Don't Train Slayer. The plan is simple. I want to get as many Slayer levels without actually training Slayer as possible. We need 74 Slayer, 25, it's nothing. We need 1.1 million experience in the next 15 days. And anyone who knows anything about Slayer, that is no easy feat. It's going to be just a complex system of quests, XP lamps, diaries, all that kind of thing. But to be able to do all of the diary lamps, we need a minimum of level 30 Slayer. And I'm going to get a few of those levels by completing Wanted. So I'm going to be blatantly honest, I haven't read anything about this quest. I went to the bathroom and came back and the dialogue said that I'd been hit with a huge blast and I have 12 HP. Am I potentially a moron? Have I done something rather awful? I came back and I clipped it and went back and watched it and I was like, oh, well, I just took 64 damage. That's, What? Isn't this like a low-level quest? What is this? Do I run away? Am I in danger? Okay, what is this quest? All right, well, that was an experience. Wanted completed. 29 Slayer. Look, I've got this lamp from a random event. I'm hoping this gives us 30 Slayer. Bingo, beautiful. Now we don't have to train Slayer. That's our reward. Now the next step is immediately sprint to the Varrock Museum. I'm pretty sure I've got a bunch of unclaimed XP lamps, or at least I'm hoping so. That would be nice. 3 lamps. All right, what does this do for us? 1,000 XP, 5,000 XP, and 1,000 XP. What does that get us? 34 Slayer. Yippee. And now I just need to figure out as many diaries that I can do as physically possible. Some of them have been done. There's a few mediums I'm sure we're able to do. Let's see how many lamps we can get. That is the Desert Easy Diary completed. Western Provinces Easy Diary completed. Rock Easy Diary completed. Lumbridge Easy Diary completed. And the Fremennik Easy Diary completed. We've completed all of the Easy Diaries except that one. That one, it doesn't count. You know it doesn't count. Please let this get us to 40 Slayer, please. 3,500 experience off. Actually, wait, I've got an idea. Operation Don't Train Slayer is still on. Got 6 frog tokens. Maybe the frog tokens will make the difference. Come on, lamps. It's an honest tragedy. 1,100. Let me have a think. I believe we are going back to some crabbing. King's Ransom is what we need to do. We need to be able to get 70 defense to have piety anyway. We'll start with 65, complete Holy Grail, and complete King's Ransom. Gives us a 5,000 experience lamp. That will give us level 40 Slayer. Would the smart thing be to train defense while training Slayer? Yes, but I am very intent on not training any Slayer unless we absolutely have to. The time will come, but it is not now. I am fully committed to Operation Don't Train Slayer. Once again, I'm a fool. It is any skill over level 50 the lamp can be used on. But here I am at the crab. For nothing. You know, I'm staying here till 65 defense anyway. We've hit 63 defense, and to be honest, I'm incredibly bored. But it's quite lucky because I've figured out what quest we are doing. Darkness of Hallowvale gives 3 2,000 experience tomes as a reward, so what better time than now to do the third quest in the Mayaki storyline.
Darkness of Hallowvale. With some foothold being found in the struggle against the Drakans, Veliath requests that we scout the region beyond the wall in the Sanguinesti region to make contact with the Mayaki in Mayaditch. Blanketed by Firewatch patrolling the slums, we avoid detection and learn of Old Man Ral from one of the Mayaditch citizens, a figure seen as somewhat of a sage within the walls of Mayaditch, who does all he can to aid both the Mayaki and the human residents. Old Man Ral gives us directions deeper into the ghetto, traversing through rooftops and secret passages to locate the Mayaditch Mayaki hideout.
All I'll say is thank you for this map route, because I have no idea how people did this on release.
We meet Vetidus Sevelatis, a member of the region's Mayaki, who pens a message to prove the existence of the Order to Veliath. While he plans how we can support them, Veliath directs us to Patadomus, where Drizel reports something strange occurring on the Misthalin side of the River Salve. As we investigate, we are suddenly knocked unconscious by a duo of werewolves who have secured a blood tie from beyond the Salve. Drizel hypothesizes that the vampires are using werewolves to cross the Salve on their behalf, presenting an immediate threat to the lands beyond it. We immediately relay the information to King Rold, the ruler of Misthalin, who is as alerted as Drizel. However, the Saradomin priest and Rold's advisor cautions against a response, for risk of breaking the Edicts of Guthix, which decree that none of the god's followers should upset the current balance by attempting to invade the other, for risk of the other god calling upon reinforcements and sending the land into war once again. Though Raould is determined to help, the best he can offer to Mauritania is a handful of mercenaries. Relaying the regretful news to Veliath, we are ordered to return to the Sanguinesti Mayaki with the latest news. Fatida requests that we pass the information to Safalan Hollow, the leader of the Order, who is currently out on a mission to scout Castle Drakan. Safalan is as distressed about the lack of aid from Misthalin as we are, and even more alerted by the werewolves at work beyond the River Salve. While Safalan returns to base to concoct a plan of action, we take over the responsibility of mapping the castle. While doing so, we oversee Vanstrom Klaus partaking in blood tithes with Vanescula and Rarnis Drakan, siblings of Lord Loernial Drakan, the head of House Drakan, which rules over Mauritania. Upon completing the mapping of the castle, Vanstrom appears in vampire form, unleashing a barrage of attacks. As we lay unconscious, Sarius Guile, a human servant of Vanescula Drakan, requests on behalf of Vanescula that we be kept alive for questioning. Vanstrom departs, and to our surprise, Sarius asks that we relay a message from Vanescula to Safalan, hidden in the slums of Mayaditch, and strangely urging us to complete our mapping of the castle. This message is a letter from Sarius's father, who was forced to work in the blood laboratory beneath Mayaditch before its destruction. The letter hopes for someone to discover the secrets within the laboratory. With the castle mapped, we investigate the laboratory on Safalan's behalf, discovering a book detailing hemalchemy. Though much of it requires time to translate, Safalan believes it contains research notes on the vampire's weaknesses. With so many developments to take in, Safalan pens a note to be delivered to Veliath.
Darkness of Hallowvale completed. Story's getting a little bit spicy, but most importantly, we claim the spoils of our hard work. Slayer, 41 Slayer. we can officially apply the medium diary rewards to Slayer if we so choose. But for now, back to big crabbing. I still want to get that 65 defense. Gives me some time to figure out what diaries I can actually do. Very close to 65 defense, but I have also compiled a list of quests that I need to do to be able to get medium diaries done. It's a pretty long list, but I'm gonna work through them. Yippee and the Mogres completed. One of these nasty little dogs killed. And Lair of Tarn Reservoir done. Dwarf Cannon completed. Soul's Bane completed. I have a bunch more quests that I need to do. I need to do Ichthoran's Little Helper, Start Rat Catchers, Cabin Fever, Eyes of Gloffrey, Olaf's Quest, Between a Rock, all of the Koren quests where there's like 14 of them. But I really just can't be asked. It's been a long day. I'm pushing a nerd log here. Back to the crab and we'll get back to questing tomorrow. New day, same list of quests to work through. Ichthoran's Little Helper up first. Skip the little quest completed thing, but anyway, it's done. Still hate future runes, but we can now do a diary step in Rat Catchers. I'm actually gonna have a mental breakdown. Why did I decide to I should have just skipped this diary. This quest is unplayably awful. I've done the diary step, but I'm completing this quest just out of pure spite. If I've come this far, I'm at least getting a quest completion. Unfathomably bad quest. Like, get it out of the game immediately. Eyes of Gloffrey completed, and I think I'm actually gonna leave it there for diaries for now. We won't be able to do the Koren mediums, the Mauritania medium, or the Fremenic mediums, but that's still 6 diaries for us to get through, and I think it's actually going to be a tomorrow job as well. I'm just having one of those days where I just don't want to be at the computer, and I think it's probably best to just take the rest of the day off, enjoy my weekend, have a relax. We'll tackle the rest of this 1,050,000 slave experience we need tomorrow. Good morning. I know today is going to be a really busy day. Today and tomorrow are completely packed. I'm probably not going to get a whole lot done, but I do want to get as many diaries, as many of these medium diaries done today as possible. And then tomorrow is just going to be a crab day. And then I'm pretty much free for the rest of the days, which is good because we've got a lot of Slayer to do. I have to finish my Slayer task to be able to get a task from Vatica. I can't skip the current one. This doesn't count for Project Don't Train Slayer, by the way. You didn't see anything. For context, during this task, I'm going at about 12,000 Slayer experience per hour. This is why Project Don't Train Slayer is necessary. Western Provinces medium diary done, Rock medium diary done, Kandarin medium diary done, Karamja medium diary done, and Lumbridge medium diary done. 5 medium diaries done. There are 4 more that I could do if I really need to, just unsure whether the time is really worth it. The golden number we're looking for is 48 Slayer. That's our next checkpoint for our big goal of Project Don't Train Slayer. Slayer, and Slayer. Show me 48 on the dot. That's massive. That gives us something really fun to come back to after we're done our day of crabbing tomorrow. Day 20 begins. This is the current state of affairs. I'm feeling really quite refreshed after a day off yesterday, a whole load of crabbing. We got ourselves 70 defense, 77 strength. We're getting there. The grand plan at the end of all of this lamping was to attempt to complete Perilous Moons as the grand finale to it all. 70 defense is great. We still need 15 prayer levels, and we definitely don't have enough money for an obsidian plate legs. Without those 2 things, I think there is just no chance in the world that we could complete Perilous Moons. And at this stage of the challenge, it's kind of too late to go on a little side quest. So we've spent like, I don't know, 5 or 6 days doing all of these lamps to effectively get 90,000 experience. There is one thing I want to do to end all of the lamps, and that is the next quest in the Mayaki storyline. We're doing a Taste of Hope. It's going to be ramped up a little bit in difficulty from everything else, and then we have no choice. We must unfortunately train Slayer.
A Taste of Hope. We meet Garth, a resident of Mayadich, at the entrance to the Theatre of Blood within the Versinhaza Castle. The theatre serves as a source of entertainment for the vampires, with challengers encouraged to face its perils with the promised reward of freedom if they are to survive. Garth tells us the tale of Seraphina, the only person said to have survived the theatre. With her younger brother falling ill, she challenged the theatre and successfully won their freedom, though Garth admits that few who were around at the time of her success access are still with us to verify it. Shortly after, Vanstrom Klaus and Rhanis Drakan enter the theatre, an unusual sight which we relate back to Safalan. He tells us that while Rhanis is a regular visitor to the theatre, Vanstrom has never visited, prompting cause for investigation. We scale Versinhaza to spy on their actions through one of the castle's windows. Rhanis and Vanstrom discuss the actions of the Myaki with the host of the Theatre of Blood, Lady Verzik Vatur. Verzik gifts them an abomination that she believes will be able to track down and destroy the resistance group with only a taste of their blood. With the Myaki's existence in immediate danger, Safalan formulates a plan with Vatida as we discuss the findings of the Heme Alchemy book with Flagian Scroot, the head researcher translating the work. He explains that the vampires were running experiments on humans and vampires alike, discovering ways to increase the amount of blood they can harvest from humans, as well as strengthen their immunities to human attacks. We conclude that this must be the same weakness that Serafina discovered in the theatre. With the Mayadich Myaki's safety compromised, Safalan intends to meet up with Veliath in Bergdarok to unite the group's numbers. Before leaving, we investigate the hideout where Serafina used to live. Safalan expresses frustration with the tale of Serafina, one which he believes is designed to give the citizens of Mauritania a false hope, luring them into the theatre with no chance of survival. In order to find out what we are seeking, Safalan sacrifices some of his blood, and we discover an old note written by Serafina. However, upon closer inspection, Flagian explains it to be nothing but nonsense. The whole ordeal was simply a trick by Vanstrom for the abomination to track down the Myaki. 3 members of the Order, including Flagian, are promptly slaughtered, but as it is about to attack Safalan, he emits a strange glow before producing a large explosion of power. The blast weakens the abomination, allowing us to defeat it. Having been discovered by the Drakans, Safalan asks us to meet him in their old base underneath Old Man Ral's house, where we learn of Flagian's research into the Heme Alchemy book. The book concludes that a weapon made of silver is required to harm the vampires, with a flail being the perfect choice given the vampire's innate ability to predict and dodge attacks. Using the Rod of Ivandis, we assemble the Ivandis flail, a weapon expected to do great damage against our foes. With the tale of Serafina exposed as a hoax and the Drakans believing the Myaki to be dead, Rhanis Drakan plans to announce their victory in front of Versinhaza, presenting an opportunity to return hope to the Mayadich citizens.
Alright, it has once again reached that time to stress about something that I know that I can do, but don't want to get incorrect. Honestly, no clue how this is going to go. This is the first real test of our gear, and it's not looking the best, but it's the best we can do.
Amidst his declaration of victory against the Myaki, we interrupt Rhanis to dispel his words and are thrust into combat.
Good start. It's really not a problem at all.
Witnessing Rhanis' defeat, the people of Mayadich are reinvigorated in the fight against the vampires. Serafina may have been a tale, but those present witness the killing of a Drakan member with their own eyes, instilling hope that the Drakan's reign may soon come to an end.
A taste of hope completed, dude. I'm really enthused by that. I thought with our gear and with our stats, we're going to struggle a whole lot more just doing the reading beforehand. What did we use? We used 3 food, 1 prayer potion. It just makes me so enthused for Sins of the Father. I'm pretty sure after we use this tome 3 times on Slayer, we may even be... Oh, we're not. I thought we'd be level 50 Slayer. 50 Slayer is what we require for Sins of the Father. It's the only requirement we need. And I thought we'd really struggle struggle with this, so the fact that we got through this pretty well, I feel so much more enthused for getting through Sins of the Father, which really is the last real roadblock before we can say that we're going to be able to do the Blood Moon Rises. Well, I say the only roadblock, it is also 1 million Slayer XP in 10 days as a roadblock. I guess that's kind of a challenge. Project Don't Train Slayer is complete. We've still got a lot of quests that do give us Slayer experience to come, but they are in our future. For now, we are stuck to training Slayer. Oh my god, I hate low-level Slayer. I knew this was going to be slow without being able to burst or chin anything, and mostly today has been spent just trying to get some points just for some essential Slayer unlocks. But my god, we've gained like 30,000 experience. I just killed something called a kilowatt for the first time. I have no idea when it was added to the game, but whoever is responsible for that thing has like a lot to answer for. Level 37 Slayer creature and it's almost rinsing me. Like, what is the point? I think we might have to have a little relook at Project Don't Train Slayer, because this is abysmal right now. Maybe it's something to think about while the system update goes. Oh, this is torturous. You know what? I'm frustrated. I wasn't meant to sit here killing bears, all right? We need something a little bit more adventurous. I'm going to try and do Perilous Moons, and I don't think it's going to go well. Need a whole bunch of defensive stats to get through the Blood Moon, and we don't have those, but I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna try, see what happens, and if it looks even remotely possible, then great. If not, then it is what it is. I'll admit defeat and go back to killing bears. Now that I'm standing here, this feels like the exact thing that would get me killed. But like, I don't know, I'm here already. I've also just realized I don't have a teleport out, so I know you can quick escape, but oh, this seems like a really dumb idea. This is a really dumb idea. Whatever, we're sending it. Oh, there's no way. There's just no way. Come on, think really big. So close, come on, one big hit, one big hit. No, please. Oh, baby, it wasn't even close. Dude, I should have learnt my lesson from this morning. Why am I doubting myself? We are strong. We're a big, strong boy. Now the baby moons to kill. Quest for babies. Perilous Moon completed. It might seem like such a little thing, but this was one of my massive goals for the account, was just to get through one Perilous Moons run. 55 Slayer, 40,000 experience as a reward, and we've still got to check the chest. Anything would just be cool to see, but look, if we got the Blood Moon legs, that'd be kind of crazy. Hands off, hearts up, slow walk to the chest. Come on, be cool. Never lucky, dude. Not even any bone shards. What's the point? Pants are going back on. I'm still so over the moon with that. Experience aside, just being able to get through that, it's so cool. Alright, back to killing bears. To top it all off, we found a crystal key in our little Slayer adventure, so we can complete the Falador Medium Diary. That's another 7,500 experience. Going straight on to Slayer. Plus, guess who completely forgot about the recipe for disaster antique lamp? It's me. It's going on Slayer. Another 20,000. We're at 198,000 Slayer experience. We gained 100,000 today. Now, I know it's a little bit deceptive because we've obviously got 67,000 or so of it through lamps, but it does feel so good to be able to hit that 100,000 for today. Just reinvigorates me, and there's still plenty of time left in the night. I'm curling up. I'm gonna go kill whatever horrible Slayer monster I'm told to kill, and we'll see how much of tomorrow's quota we can dig into. Project Don't Train Slayer was officially a grand success. Good morning, or is it? I've been doing a bit of Hunter just because I want to get 72 Hunter for a reason I'll explain in the future, but at the moment it is not that relevant because an opportunity has come up for me to be able to do an entry mode TOB, which we need to be able to complete a night at the theater. I am not good at Theater of Blood, and I know entry mode is quite easy, but it is necessary to be able to complete the Blood Moon Rises, so it needs to be done, and the opportunity is there to do it, and I'm really nervous, and I'm quite frightened, but look, it would be very fitting if this little series comes to an end because one of my friends decides it's funny to kill me. It's gotta happen at some stage. We're late in this 30-day patch. Let's see what happens. Big finances.
Nice.
Thanks.
We're gonna chop his head off with this line.
You want an
Why?
escape crystal.
Look at this. Look at our axes, and look at your axe.
What's wrong with my axe? I don't know what an escape crystal is.
What the hell have you played
You
this
could buy it
account
from
without one?
here.
Yeah,
You
why
can buy
not?
them here for 75k.
75. What do you think I made of money?
You got that YouTube revenue. What the?
Yeah.
Is
Where
it
do I
worth
get
your
one?
life?
Where do I get
It's
one?
Over, here. It's over here.
Thanks.
Near the door.
Can I
Oh,
have
it's
some
everywhere.
of
I guess it
these
doesn't
some
work
of these
now.
crystals? It will cost you. That's fucking insane,
Party
bro.
Hub, John Greyhelm.
Why?
Hungry.
How do you spell gray? You need
Stay in
CAs,
the
right?
back of.
No, I just need to get through. I just need it for
think
night
you
at the
just get it.
theater.
Do you want CA?
No.
Okay.
I just want to survive.
He is here. He is ready.
He's here
With his rock.
with his
Rock.
rock. It's Bob.
Look at those boots.
Bob the Rock Johnson.
You need to go to
Doesn't
bed.
have the same ring.
I'm
John
ready,
Greyhelm.
and I'm scared. I'm scared.
I just love your inventory though, Matthew.
Yeah, this is. We're here for one reason: survive.
Yeah.
Murder Mappy.
Ooh, this is hard mode.
Shush. Okay, what do I pray? What do I do, please?
Pray
Just
mage.
go here,
Right, okay,
and then you don't
Stand
have to
back.
do anything.
I
And
love
just,
that.
Yeah, keep protect from mage account. That'll be perfectly fine.
I'm in my corner. Raid looks fun.
Well, I brought the wrong runes. That's a good start.
You having fun over there?
Oh my god, so much.
Having so much fun over here without you, Mappy.
I'm just gonna stand in the corner again. Boy, Tob's easy, isn't it?
It is so easy. Nice.
Easy raid.
Dude, look at the little rock.
Yeah, CA, oh
He's
me.
supporting you.
The little rock. Alright, float,
Wanna
so
get
I
a
just,
free
I'm just,
CA?
I don't want a
Yeah.
free CA. So what
wanna
does it
enter,
just go
you
around
enter
the
the
other
back.
way when he's
Yeah,
dead?
you literally
Yeah.
just enter. You just enter the barrier. You can do it as Bloat's dying.
Another very difficult room. I'm not risking it. Don't put me in there. Don't put me in there. I'm not going in there. Do I have to come in here?
Don't think so, I guess. If you don't have to upload, then.
This room is not very scary.
It's everything's scary when I'm doing this. I'm born scared. Good job, everybody.
Thanks, Mavi.
Look at the
Doing
support
so
we got.
well.
We got some fans. We got,
That's
we
my
got
teammate
fans.
right there.
fans. That's my teammate. Should I come in? Smiley face. I'm not attacking it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just here. I'm just here. Stay away. Unless if it
Right,
goes
one
melee
time.
next, I'm hitting it one time.
Yeah, you-
I'm doing it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's my 28. Doing it again.
What a gold game.
Oh my god. Get away. Why is it so close to
He's
me?
got a little sniffs you.
Oh, good.
I have auto retaliate on. That's probably a bad thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, GZ, first damage.
Good thing you
took in,
learned it.
theater.
Good thing
Yeah.
you learned that you had auto retaliate.
Yeah.
If you want to enter, just stay
I don't want
behind this
to.
line,
I don't want to enter.
and you will never get.
This would be one of them where you don't want to enter.
I don't want to enter. I
I'm
don't want
just
to
explaining
enter. I'm just gonna stay here. I didn't realize you could just stand at the door. I love that they went lore accurate with like lore heavy with the first boss in this raid, and then they were like, oh, and then there's just a big guy and a dark beast and a
oh
bird.
shit. I'm shooting.
Oh no!
We had a close encounter with a tornado.
Good job, everybody.
Thank you for carry.
Vampires are impressed with my prowess. I come in here. This room's scary.
Probably don't have to. Because if you didn't have to for all the others, then.
I'm coming in to say hi.
Hi.
I was here. What must I do, please?
Survive?
So, oh, yeah, okay, thanks.
Stand here, and when it's gonna die, stare at her HP. When it's gonna die, make sure you step off. So you can like step here or just run out.
I'll just go
But
like
you wanna make
here.
Sure you're away.
and then-
besides that, in the next part, I would just like walk in a box here.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna literally cut laps and
Yeah,
then
that's fine. That's fine.
eat medicine.
Make sure you make sure you eat a bandage to keep your stamina up.
Just
Yeah,
close
run
it.
away from the
You can run away. Run away now.
Run away, yeah.
And then you
Well,
And you
no,
can
that
go
matters.
back pre-range.
now pray range. Yeah.
I'm eating a bandage and I'm continuously moving.
You pray mage now.
Pre-mage. Yep.
Ah, so fast.
Okay, now just stand away from it, and if it's green underneath, you pray range. Blue underneath, pray mage.
What am I praying?
Pre-range.
Range.
You can't stop moving, by the way.
Nah.
Yeah,
Makes me feel
Makes
safer.
Gonna be webs.
What's that mean? Which way should I
On
run?
this, just go. It doesn't matter. Just go around the room now.
Tornado.
GZ?
Oh, is it done?
God.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm so scared. I did nothing and I'm
Oh.
still frightened.
Oh my god, purple.
Purple.
Shut up.
Oh my god.
You're lying. You're
Wait, who is it?
lying. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it very much. I don't know if you could tell I was quite scared.
We should do
You
one
did
more.
great.
We should not do one more. Vial of blood. Great. What can I do with this?
That's almost 100k. That's 100k loot.
Entry mode top efficient. Thank you,
13
everybody.
minutes.
I appreciate you all taking the time to baby me.
No problem. Happy
All
birthday.
good.
Thanks. It's
You're
not
welcome.
my birthday.
We'll send the invoice.
That's fair. You know what? I'm minus 75,000 coins now. I really desperately need money. Smile for the camera, please. Thank you, everybody. Just the classic fear of the unknown. It was not a problem at all. I've got to explain why I was back catching chinchompas. I spent most of yesterday just skipping tasks just to be able to get some early Slayer points. A couple of really vital unlocks that I wanted to get, and one of them was unlocking the ability to kill Zars in case we could get Jad tasks, and immediately we got a Jad task. So I'm here trading Hunter for 1 level, only need 16,000 more experience, so that we don't have to boost to be able to get Sunlight Antelopes, because we're going to need a lot more bolts if we're going to be doing a whole bunch of different fight caves. No Slayer Helm, no real upgrade since the last time, but every fight caves is 36k XP, which is just too much to turn down, even if it takes 2 hours to do each time. Let's get this level, let's get some more sunlight bolts, let's do another fight cave, see if we can beat our PB. A little jaunt to the Theater of Blood also gave us the easy combat achievements. Only a little bit, but every bit helps. Well, we're back here again, unironically using the Falador shield. By some good graces, I managed to finish 2 hard caskets. There's so many good upgrades we could get from here. Pretty much any Blessed God the hide set that we could get would be a massive improvement on the green dragon hide. Please, fingers crossed. No good. I'm not even gonna bother trying to do no. Well, some good alcohols, that's something. Well, back in the caves we go. See if we can beat 2 hours this time. Heading back into the big boy wave, still got heaps and heaps of supplies. Feel like this is so much easier once I'm not really stressed about it being the first cape kind of thing. I can just play with a little bit of freedom. Hopefully I don't come back and bite my words. Just double range wave to go and then we're basically at Jad again. These are so much fun just solving these waves when you're doing fight caves like this. Like, it's just so much fun. Humble, please. So humble. I don't think it could be any more humble than that. All right, well, we're gonna go to Jad again. I'm actually gonna lose it. I stopped paying attention for 1 second. Oh my god. That is what minus 20,000 Slayer experience and minus 600 Sunlight Bolts looks like. And Bob's gone. I had so many supplies. Oh my god. Bob, come back. Oh, it's actually just such a downer, to be honest. We need 57,000 more Slayer experience today. It would have been 37,000 if I just paid attention. I need a quick break, a little mental check, and then we've got to get back to work. All right, mental break over. We've got work to do. I don't know if you noticed or not, but that fight cave wasn't exactly the fastest thing in the world. There's pretty much only one real upgrade that we could possibly get from here that would make things so much better, and I'm sort of torn about whether it's smart to be going for this late on or not. It is, of course, the Slayer helmet. We need to complete Cabin Fever in order to be able to go and kill cave horrors. We have the Slayer level to do so, but we also need to finish Rumdeal and Pirate's Treasure, and as a bonus, if we finish this, we can also complete the Medium Mauritania Diary, so at least there's some Slayer XP coming from it. Had we got through the rest of that 5 caves and had another 20,000 Slayer experience to work with, I would have felt really good about doing this, but it feels a bit silly to go for a RNG grind right now. Black Mask being 1 in 512. Let's do it. Forgot you need Zoga Flesh Eaters as well, so that's done. Pirate's Treasure completed. Rumdeal completed. And Cabin Fever completed. Yar. I have everything I need to be able to do the Mauritania Medium Diary. I'm going to do that really quickly, make it feel like we've done some slaying. I don't think I'm going to go and just kill cave horrors off task. We still need 400 Slayer points to be even able to make a Slayer helm anyway, so if we naturally get one on task, then absolutely. But until we've got those 400 Slayer points, there really isn't any point. The Mauritania Medium Diary is completed. As we do, immediately chuck the lamp on Slayer, 7,500 XP. today, and another 50,000 experience to get today. And this is probably going to be me for the remainder of the night, mostly point skipping to try and get those 400 points. The only way you'll really hear back today is if we either get a cave horror task or another Jad task. If I get it tonight, I'm sending it again. I want the salty run back. If not, then I'll see you on day 22. Good morning, day 22ers. You know, statistically, the chances of you hearing this welcoming to day 22 are so small. A very small niche YouTube RuneScape channel, probably like an hour and something, 2 hours in. Only a fractional amount of people are going to hear this message, so if you're hearing this, good morning. We barely limped over the 100,000 experience mark for yesterday, but we did get there. Again, would have been nice to have an extra 20,000 from the fight caves, but I think we're going to fall short of the quota today because we've got some duties to do. I want to get proselyte armor for a bit more AFK training for Slayer. I want to do a night at the theater. I need to fix this amulet situation because it's been between this and a salve and we can't have that. And of course, the Slayer helmet. I would love to have the Slayer helmet by the end of the day. But the chances of achieving all of that and getting 100,000 Slayer experience, probably pretty slim, but let's see how we go. Plug Menace completed. We now get the right to obliterate our cash stack again, but we've got a whole bunch of prayer pots and we can't take them with us, so this is what we're going to look like for a lot of our Slayer tasks. The little landmark for the Slayer grind. We've hit over 400 points, one Konar task at 50 tasks, really doing the heavy lifting. Big for a couple of reasons. First of all, because we can actually assemble a Slayer helmet. If we go over here, go rewards, and click Malevolent Masquerade, when we do get that black mask, we can actually turn it into what we want. Trying to get the streak up to 50 so that we could get these really easy points. So a lot of low XP tasks, a lot of time wasting. Now we can just look at beautiful Neve, which nothing bad happens to ever. Definitely survives, and get through this Slayer XP. Said there was going to be a whole bunch of things that I do today. I lied. I've just been doing Slayer. Aberrant Spectres, off we go. I was gonna settle in to do a night at the theater, but I think that's a tomorrow morning job. I'm just gonna hang out and get the rest of this 30,000 Slayer experience for today's quota. I do have 2 brimstone keys though, which I do want to open. I've opened 2, got absolutely nothing. I'm hoping for rune plate bodies just for the money. I mean, it's cool, but I can't do much with it. And iron ore. Yep, Konar, you're a waste of time always and forever. Day 23 is upon us. I fell just short of the goal for the Slayer yesterday, but there is a good reason for that, and you can probably guess what it is by where we are. It was about 1 AM when we got a new Jad task, and I am here for redemption. This one, I'm going in mad. Busting out all the stops, ranging potion in my inventory, Jad. We're getting this one for free. Another wave 60 successfully navigated. I'm gonna be so mad if I die to Jad again. Like it was ever in doubt. Look at that XP drop, 25,000 just from killing Jad is insane. I think we beat our PB by like 30 minutes or something. But it's worked out to about 20,000 Slayer XP per hour, which is comfortably the best that I can get. Now the smart thing would be to sell the cape for the Tokal so that we can finally get our beloved obsidian plate legs, but like, come on. Surely me no lucky. Yeah, that's fine. Minus 8,000 Tokal. Maybe, just maybe, if we're really lucky, we can finally get our first cave horror task. Please? Go away, Rick. Tulroth. I think that's not very good for us. That's 300 Slayer points we would have to spend. I think that is one for the block list. Cave horror task? Hard clues it is. Another big day of Slayer is coming to an end. Still about 25,000 experience left to get today, but as you can see, I've amassed a few hard clues. It's feeling a little bit like Groundhog Day at the moment, just doing the same thing every day. I need to get a night at the theater done, and I'm gonna get it done. And when we get through it, we can open some clues as a reward. Hopefully, no wilderness steps. This clue is my worst nightmare. We need an amulet of power, and I've been putting off getting an amulet of power this entire time, but I don't have it in me to drop the clue. All right, fake amulet era is over. Actual human people, real existing life human being amulet era is beginning. I don't want to be here at all. I really don't want to be. I really pray that one of these has the amulet in them. This sucks. This is boring. I hate this. Please be kind. 1 in 21. Please. Nope. Diamond amulet. That'll do. That'll do. Fun era is over, everybody. Amulet of power acquired. Actual stats on this thing rather than whatever else I've been using. +6. I didn't know it had a +6 melee strength. What have I been doing? I'm an idiot. Whatever. Let's do the damn clue. Yeah, guess what? The next clue is in the wilderness. Great. Awesome. Brilliant. Funny amulet error. Had to die for nothing. Oh, I'm just annoyed now. I'm not doing a night at the theater. I spent too much time on that. I had to drop far too many clue scrolls. We have 4 chests. It would have been 5, but I accidentally clicked 1. We got a war blessing. No one cares. Please. Please. I feel like I deserve some blessed god dragon hide. I mean, this is, I don't think I've ever seen this. This thing's cool. Black D-hide chaps. I mean, we will actually take that. The master ignored. No chance. Nothing. One last chance. Oh, some good alcohols though. This is very good for the Obsidian Plate Legs Fund. First thing tomorrow morning, I promise. A night at the theater. I'll do it. I got 25,000 more Slayer experience to get tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. It's just occurred to me that we've hit Dust Devils right in time for us to have a bit of money to actually buy runes, to actually burst Dust Devils, and here I am meleeing them. Would truly be the glory days if we get an imbued heart here just for funnies. Come on, be really funny. Never funny. There is no possible better way to kickstart the final week than by completing the final piece of our combat puzzle. Too long has John Redhelm toiled away doing Slayer, but we are now reaping the rewards of our hard work. And it presents itself in the form of obsidian plate legs that now belong to us. John Redhelm. What a good looking chap. Don't say anything about the steel boots. This is us. Unless we get some better boots somewhere, this is us for the remainder. The defense bonuses are actually better with rune plate legs, but I don't know. This was on my list. I wanted them so badly and we've got them and I'm over the moon about it. Might be the first little clip of the day, but I have been toiling away at Slayer all day. We've got a big milestone of reaching 550,000 Slayer XP. We're over halfway to what we need to be ready for the Blood Moon Rises. But today has been a horrible day in terms of tasks. We've got no cave horrors still. I don't know how. No Jad tasks, no Dust Devils. Just a bunch of really horrible, slow tasks. And I'm hoping that that changes right here. Neve, be good to us. I'll take Bloodveld. Bloodveld isn't too bad. But we do have something to do. I've said it once or twice or 3 times, maybe even 4 times. But we must finally complete a night at the theater.
A night at the theater. The land of Mauritania was not always filled with the hollow darkness it is now. It was once a peaceful land called Hallowvale, ruled by a Saradominist race called the Icene, under their queen Afarete, a renowned botanist who later wedded a human named Acetes. At that time, the vampires lived in their homeworld of Vampirium, a desolate place where 8 vampire houses existed in an endless power struggle. House Dracan became the prevailing power in Vampirium, led by the powerful Loernial Dracan. Loernial grew to become one of the most powerful of his kind, displaying his immense power in numerous victories at the Night of the Blood Moon Festival, a barbaric celebration of carnage where the vampire with the most kills becomes the leader. In one of these festivals, Loernial brutally killed his father Aramindus Dracan to succeed him as head of the house and lord of Vampirium. Alongside his siblings Rannis, Venescula, and Draenor, the Dracans ruled by displaying power, until being visited by the god Zaros. He taught the vampires of higher culture, converting them from animals to civilized beings, a change Loernial would later resent. At the beginning of the God Wars, Loernial pledged his support to Zaros in exchange for permission to conquer Hallowvale. Though Hallowvale resisted and countless vampires were slain, Dracan's forces were endless. On the day that Queen Afarete entered Loernial's camp to surrender, Rannis Dracan infiltrated Afarete's palace, capturing Acetes. With the Hallowvale monarchy in Dracan's possession, Hallowvale Hallowvale succumbed to the vampire invasion, with many undergoing vampirification to restore their dwindling numbers. With Hallowvale's fall, Luerniel renamed the kingdom Mauritania and gifted Afarete's castle to Lady Verzic Vitur of House Vitur. It would be renamed Versinhaza and be used as a blood sport arena known as the Theatre of Blood. Having conquered the Theatre of Blood, we speak with a mysterious stranger outside of Versinhaza, informing him that Verzic was unable to be fully defeated. The stranger remarks that Verzic has abilities unlike other vampires, and is determined to find out the secrets behind her unusual strengths to relay to his unnamed associates. He presents us with some Nilochus eggs from a variant not seen before, and requests we recover the corpse of Ranis Drakan, who was a close personal friend of Verzic. The stranger's kind possesses the ability to relive others' memories, so with Ranis's brain, the truth behind Verzic's powers could be learned. We locate his coffin and unceremoniously behead his corpse, and begin to uncover the inner workings of the Theatre of Blood. Ranis and Verzic admire a new addition to the theatre, the Maiden of Sugadinti, formerly known as Seraphina. An offer was made for Seraphina's brother's life to be saved in exchange for them being experimented on. She accepted, and the result was her brother being turned into an abomination, and Seraphina being warped into the Maiden of Sugadinti, while Ranis spread the false story of Seraphina's success to usher trialists into the theatre. With the Maiden's introduction, Verzic intends to introduce new challenges to freshen up the experience, beginning with some unique spider eggs from a nest of Araxites passed on from Luerniel Drakan for Verzic's Nilochus breeding program. The eggs were discovered north of Darkmire, so we are sent to recover some for ourselves. Though we locate the nest, we find a note detailing that Dare Krand in this sisterhood sanctuary may have some sulfuric acid to melt through the nest. Once obtained from the sanctuary, we melt through the nest, releasing a swarm of venomous Araxites as we flee. With the eggs passed on, the mysterious stranger is ready to share a new memory with us, with Ranis and Verzic admiring the pestilent bloat, one of the theatre's new additions. Verzic shows off her new breed of Nilochus, the Athanatos, as well as the Nilochus Vasilias. Verzic laments the Nilochus' inability to regenerate, to which Ranis reveals that the experiments on Seraphina involved using the bark of a Hespori, a remnant of the old Queen Afarete hollow, which has unseen regenerative abilities. Again, we are sent out to recover the bark from the Hespori, navigating the dangers that it presents. With the bark returned, the stranger believes he is getting close to understanding Verzic's powers. Now admiring Sotazek, a dark beast corrupted through heme alchemy, Verzic shares her ambition to create the Nilochus to end all Nilochus with the Hespori bark. One final memory shares the inclusion of Zarpus, the last remaining and king of the bat-like Urasa race, a species only native to Vampirium. Verzic shows off her grand achievement, a small Queen Nilochus, which promptly bites Verzic and dies, presumably instilling Verzic with her new abilities. With the new knowledge acquired, the stranger believes that his associates should have enough to begin working on weapons to use against Verzic, but in order to confirm their hypotheses about her abilities, the stranger requests that we guide him through the theatre to contact Verzic himself. Having done so, the stranger finds one memory that he believes will help us. However, it is not one of Verzic's but of Vulcan of Voros, Verzic's doctor. We watch on as a clearly ailed Verzic refuses the doctor's pleas to leave the theatre and undergo surgery. Suddenly, the Nilochus Queen erupts from Verzic's transformed body, and immediately orders the death of Voros to prevent any witnesses of the event. The Nilochus Queen declares that the age of vampires to be over, and the Nilochus would take their place. Verzic is gone, and the creature operating the theatre is the Nilochus in disguise. As thanks for our efforts, the mysterious stranger reveals that his associates are fake, and he answers to a single master. The master's identity is kept hidden, and he communicates with us through his servant from a location he only describes as home. We are thanked for our work and asked to wait as he concocts a plan to deal with the Nilochus threat.
A night at the theater completed. Dude, I love the lore of this game. It's so good. A lot of people obviously come here and just run Theater of Blood over and over, but I just think that's so cool how much lore is behind it. Great game, great video game. Stop raising the damn prices though. We have 4 lamps that total 80,000 experience in either hit points, attack, strength, defense, ranged, or magic. And I'm not honestly too sure what to pick week, I think I'm actually going to go hit points. It might seem wild, but like the more HP that we've got, the better I'm gonna be. 80,000 into hit points almost takes us to a level, which is cool. We're really nearing the end of these quests, and honestly, my main goal of this whole series was just to get through Sins of the Father, and that is the last step that we've got to complete. I don't know when I'm going to do it. We've got a week before we have our time run up, but part of me really wants to complete it before the quest actually comes out, which from this moment is 4 or 5 days time. Until then, we continue slaying. 40,000 left to get today. Back to work. The inevitable has indeed happened. We've fallen behind pace for Slayer XP, unable to hit the 100,000 for yesterday. There were just no good tasks. Like every single task had either no superiors or was not burstable, no jads, no nothing cool. Just a horrid day, but it's nothing that a couple of like Dust Devils tasks can't fix, or maybe a Fire Cape. All I know is today's gonna be a much better day than yesterday because we can't fall behind. Going crazy. Not getting any tasks with superiors, not getting any cave horrors, not getting any jads. I'm kind of tempted to just go and create my own cave horror task, just sort of weighing up whether it's too late or not, whether it's just kind of throwing to go and kill cave horrors off task at this point. I want the Slayer helmet. I just want it. Good and bad news to start day 26. Good news is we managed to get a whole bunch of Slayer done yesterday, just about got to 700,000. The bad news is today has pretty much been entirely lost to work, which is a real problem. Especially this late, we still are in need of about 400,000 Slayer experience. I believe the quest comes out tomorrow, and it does give us a really good opportunity to catch up. I want to have Sins of the Father done before the Blood Moon Rises comes out, and if we do so, we've got a nice little Slayer reward for us. I haven't talked too much about it because I haven't wanted to jinx it, because I'm still very concerned about us getting through Sins of the Father, but if we do get through it, we are still really well positioned to be able to complete on time. There is still time left in today though, and 100,000 is doable depending on the tasks that we get. These kind of tasks are not going to help. Couple of Dust Devils, maybe another Jad. I miss Jad. I want to do another Fight Caves. Or maybe we just call today a wash and send it for the Slayer Helm. I really want the Slayer Helm, even if it's a bit late in the piece. Alright, I've had enough. I think it's time to draw the line in the sand and officially say we are going to go and get the Slayer helmet. It's been multiple days of us trying to fish for a cave horror task, and it's clearly just not going to happen. If it's not going to happen for us, we'll just make it happen. There have been 3 RNG grinds on this whole series. One of them was the Scurrier Spine in the Song of the Elves video. We went over rate for that. We had the Zombie Axe. We went over rate for that. Surely we don't go over the 1 in 512 rate for the Black Mask. Surely not. We're due for a slice of luck. Come on. First KC. Surely. Never lucky. 256 kills down, still no sign of the Black Mask. We're halfway to drop rate. I really hope we don't go over. Surely I can just like, I don't know, reach out and rip one off of these guys' faces or something. Bit of luck is required. Pretty please. I would love to say I'm surprised, but that is 512 cave horrors come and gone, no Black Mask. We are officially going over rate again. You might notice I've got a shield left half in the inventory. Oh, you know, just a casual 1 in 104,858 drop rate. That's fine. But the 1 in 512, no, that's too much. And you want to know the crazy thing? Not even a collection log. We've already got one. If one person says that we're lucky, I might scream. We didn't have to go too far over the drop rate for the Zombie Axe, so hopefully it's the same. I don't want to do any more of this. That's the thing, I can leave. 620 KC required for the Black Mask. Put it on the noggin. Sucks to go over rate again, but at least, like the Zombie Axe, we didn't have to go too far over rate. Give me all the things to be able to make the Slayer helmet. Oh, baby. This is what peak looks like. Hope you're proud, Bob. Hope you're proud. We've grown up. I'm not going to bother imbuing it unless we get either a bursting task or another Jad task. Most of what we've been doing Slayer-wise has all been melee. 16.6% boost to damage and accuracy, utter devastation to our prayer potion supplies, but what can you do? It's the price you pay. We are well and truly off the pace for Slayer, but there's still some time left in the night. I want to see how much of today's 100,000 we can eat into. We need 800,000 Slayer experience to be on track by the end of the day, and it is 11:45 p.m, so I don't think that's happening. I'll trade going dry for being able to get through Sins of the Father safely tomorrow, and that would effectively have us still on pace to be done with a day to spare, which is really important. I need that final day. Today is the day 27, the Blood Moon Rises releases. We're obviously not going to be able to do it on release, but we do have to get Sins of the Father done. What's funny is it's recommended combat 95 and we've actually surpassed that. I'm really surprised we're in a position to actually be able to do this quest comfortably, but it's not exactly comfortable. That final fight is still just a matter of being able to execute the mechanics, and I'm really nervous about it because it's not something I've done for many years. But one of the goals was to have it completed before the release of the Blood Moon Rises. I'm ripping the band-aid off. Let's just do it. Let's do it. I'm so nervous for this one. This was originally going to be the idea for John Redhelm to do Sins of the Father, but it was a little bit easy by itself. I'm so glad that the Blood Moon Rises is releasing because it provides the best possible follow-up, but we can't get a chance to complete it until we get this one done. This in itself is a massive goal to me. Anything that happens after this is completed, I'm okay with, but dying before completing Sins of the Father, I think I'd see this as a really, really hard one to get over.
Sins of the Father. Having achieved their first meaningful victory in defeating Rhanistra Khan, the Mayaki have little time to revel in their success. In the town of Sleep, Veliath Hertz explains that the town has been exposed to an illness known as the Sleeper Plague, causing its inhabitants to fall into a deep slumber. He suspects the vampires are responsible and asks us to find the source of the illness. The source is traced to the bloody braces served at the local pub, but the barkeeper suspiciously declines our request for information. We follow him through the town and avoid his sight to find the source of Carl's supply, and witness him sharing our suspicions with Croy, a vampire herbalist. Damien Lecourt, a lesser vampire noble who has taken control of the manor in Sleep, visits Croy with Vanstrom Klaus to inform Vanstrom of the discovery of the Elixir of Everlasting, a formula created in the Sisterhood Sanctuary beneath Sleep, which extends lifespans, but with the side effect of causing unnaturally long periods of sleep until they never wake up again. Damien and Croy admit they were behind the Sleeper Plague, mixing the elixir with bloody braces to cause the townspeople to fall into unnatural sleep to become easy, long-lasting sources of blood tithes. Vanstrom is enraged, as it is his responsibility to manage blood tithes, declaring that Damien has risked unwanted attention from the Mayaki, who have already arrived in Sleep.
I didn't come equipped for a fight at all. Thanks, free Slayer XP.
We defeat Croy and destroy the laboratory, putting an end to the events in Sleep. After informing Veliath, he tells us of rumours that the vampires have a growing demand for blood since the vampire population has been increasing. Along with what happened here, Veliath also overheard Vanstrom accusing Damien of demanding too many blood tithes from werewolves, confirming the increased demand. The potential unrest could present an opportunity for the Mayaki to take advantage, concluding that the werewolves are worth investigating. Before continuing, we check in with Ivan Strom and Drezel at Patodomus. Ivan is absent, and Drezel informs us that the kidnappings by werewolves have escalated. Ivan had heard talks of a meeting in the Haunted Woods and had gone to spy. Veliath demands us to know why Drezel allowed him to go without any support, emphasizing the need to keep Ivan safe. When asked why Ivan is so important, Drezel reveals that Ivan is the last living descendant of Ivandis Serges, one of the 7 priestly warriors who blessed the River Salve. We head to the meeting point in search of Ivan, and oversee the meeting with 3 werewolves and Damien Lecourt. The werewolves deliver a family of tithes to Damien, and before we can follow them away, Venescula Dracan suddenly appears and snares our party in place. But instead of putting an end to us, She provides an opportunity to kill her last remaining brother, Lord Loerniel Dracan. When pressed why she would encourage this to happen, Venescula promises to tell us the motivation behind her intentions, but at a different location. The Icene Graveyard, the private graveyard of the Hallow family which ruled over Hallowvale before the vampire invasion. However, Venescula will only tell us if all of the members of the Myarchy are present. Velief believes this to be a trap, but Venescula reveals that she already knows where the Myarchy hideout is and threatens to kill the entire resistance group if everybody is not present.
This questline is so good, dude. It's so good. I think this is the point where we have to say goodbye to Bob for now. Hopefully, we're still around as a Red Helm for us to say hello again in a couple of hours. Bit of help would be cool, but that's fine.
With little choice, the Myarchy assemble in the Icene Graveyard as Venescula explains her plan. In the midst of the blood shortage, Loerniel Dracan remains an absent leader, spending months in his chamber whilst Darkmire starves. She wishes to overthrow her brother and return to the peaceful existence between humans and vampires. If we do not agree to follow her plan, she threatens to kill us. Venescula requests to speak with Safalan privately, but Velief demands that we join them. Venescula reveals that she knows about Safalan's hidden power, and reveals his true identity within the mausoleum built for Queen Afarete and King Acetes, the former rulers of Hallowvale. Safalan is the half-human, half-Icene son of Afarete and Acetes. He once had a sister, Larina Hallow, and his powers are that of an Icene. Though the tombs hold his sister, Venescula admits that his mother and father were never found. Only Loerniel knows the fate of Afarete, but Acetes underwent the vampirification process, becoming the vampire known as Vanstrom Klaus. Reeling from finding out that his father is one of Loerniel's most loyal servants, Safalan requests some time alone as we persuade the members of the Myarchy to agree to work alongside Venescula to dethrone Loerniel. She believes the laboratory beneath Myadich may have some more secrets, which may aid us in upgrading the Ivandis flail. While exploring, a mutated Bloodveld appears, causing Safalan to unintentionally unleash his Icene powers and knocking him out. Safalan laments his powers, questioning his usefulness if he has no control. Despite the incident, we are able to discover a second volume of Heme Alchemy. Back in the graveyard, we learn of the Blisterwood tree, created by Afarete, which produces wood that is lethal to vampires. Venescula suggests using the Blisterwood to enhance the Myarchy's weapons, but the only known tree is found in Afarete's old arboretum, deep within Darkmire. However, with a Firewatch outfit scented in the blood of a noble, we would be able to blend in. Venescula sees this as a chance to kill two birds with the one stone by killing Damien Lecourt and using his blood to scent the outfit. After slaying Damien in sleep, Venescula tells us of a crack in Darkmire's walls which can be used to enter the city. Traversing the streets of Darkmire until we arrive at the Arboretum, a guard named Desmodus Lazurus prevents anyone from entering by order of the Dracans. However, he can be convinced by tracking down a Juvenate who was supposed to deliver some slaves to him but never showed up. The Juvenate admits that he sold the slaves to Lord Alexei Jovkai, the head of House Jovkai. Within the prison is Maria Gadaranx, who is kept well by Jovkai in exchange for her blood from time to time. We protest that the prisoners belong to Desmodus, but Jovkai refuses to give them up. Having heard the commotion, Vanstrom enters the prison and argues that the prisoners belong to Desmodus, while we attempt to remain unseen. As Vanstrom demands us to turn and face him, Sarius Guile arrives with an urgent request for Vanstrom to meet with Venescula, preserving our cover.
Trying to chop some logs and got a jump scare. Not a man woodcut.
With the slaves delivered to Desmodus, we saw some Blisterwood logs and returned to the graveyard, where the Ivandis flail is upgraded to the Blisterwood flail, a much more potent weapon against the vampires. With a meeting with Vanstrom imminent, we share a moment with Safalan to discuss our regrets, us about knowingly handing over Maria Gadaranx and breaking a dying wish, and he regarding his father's vampirification, clinging to the hope that there is still some of his father left.
I am absolutely not ready. I need more time to prepare. I need a little walk or something just to prepare for this. This is the goal for me, completing Sins of the Father. This is the big goal, and it is by far the most challenging fight we'll have to date. It is our last realistic barrier to being able to start, at least. But Blood Moon rises. Nervous is an understatement. I need to do a quick trip to the crab. I might just be delaying the inevitable at this point, but it is for a good reason. 35,000 experience remaining for level 70 range. And level 70 range means we can wear the black d'hide chaps we found from the clue. Major defense is vastly superior to the obsidian plate legs for this fight, and I'm gonna take every advantage we can possibly get. We're already relatively underleveled. We're not being safe about this at all. I should have much higher stats to get through this safely. Allow me this one small little bit of delaying. 70 ranged is done. Okay, that's that done. Can now put on our pretty little black legs. Honestly, massive upgrade for us for this fight. I've made a little checklist of things that I'm realizing now I absolutely should have done before starting Sins of the Father, but it's fine. If we're going to take our precautions, we may as well do it correctly. It's time to cash in on all of these ensouled heads we've picked up on our Slayer journey so far. Get as much prayer experience as we possibly can. We need to complete Merlin's Crystal, we need to complete King's Ransom and the Night Training Waves thing. We might not be able to use Piety, but Chivalry will be important in the fight. Holy Grail completed. I said Merlin's Crystal, I meant Holy Grail. 11,000 prayer XP, this should get us to 63 prayer. 400 off, that's sickening. King's Ransom completed. We get an antique lamp, and you know what? 63 prayer. Just the night waves to go. And that's the waves done. Whole bunch of combat XP. Now we have no choice but to actually do the quest. Piety would be wonderful to have. Unfortunately, not today, but Chivalry is going to have to do 20% boost to defense, 18% boost to strength, 15% boost to attack. Better than nothing. We've prepared as well as physically possible. It's either the end of the quest or the end of John Redhelm's Red Helm. Let's do it.
The time arrives for us to confront Vanstrom. Venescula guides the Myaki to Castle Dracan as a gift for Luernial, claiming to have convinced them she was on their side to lure them to her brother. Luernial appears, descending the stairs of Castle Dracan and immediately seeing through Venescula's ruse. Having crossed the Lord of Vampirium, Luernial displays his power by subduing his sister. The Myaki spring to attack, but are immediately slain in place. With his sister imprisoned and 4 members of the Myaki laid to waste, Luernial ascends into Castle Dracan and leaves Vanstrom to deal with the remainder. Safalan makes a desperate plea to the humanity inside of Vanstrom to remember who he was before vampirification. It is to no avail, and we must face Vanstrom alone.
We shall not begin. I just wanted to test to see if the emergency teleport actually worked. Anticlimactic? Yes. Now the real fight can begin. Oh my god, I'm legitimately vibrating right now. Oh my god. I wish I could show my hands at the moment. There's no way that it came that... I should have teleported out. Why didn't I teleport out? I should have just teleported, dude. Why didn't I teleport? I'm an idiot. I'm a lucky idiot, but I'm an idiot.
At the battle's conclusion, Safalan again tries to appeal to his father, who torments Safalan by recollecting how he crushed his own daughter's skull with his bare hands. Safalan unleashes his Icene powers once again, causing Vanstrom to perish once and for all, and leaving Safalan exhausted. As the Firewatch approach, Veliath makes the difficult decision to leave Safalan behind. With Venescula captured, multiple of their ranks slain, and Safalan abandoned, Veliath declares the Myaki to be dead, abandoning us and Ivan. With the last chance to rid Mauritania of the Drakan's vanishing, Ivan asks to be left alone.
Sins of the Father completed. Empty inventory, 20-something HP. Not even close, dude. Not even close. Let's get out of here. I never want to see our HP that low again, ever. Bob, we did it. We actually completed Sins of the Father. Oh my, this is a feeling that I could not possibly explain. Just play a hardcore Iron Man. If ever you've thought, oh, I don't know if it's for me, I think I'll die, just play it. The worst that can happen is that you die. The best that you can happen is you get this incredible feeling of elation from accomplishing something you never thought you could possibly do. In my opinion, we're on free time from now on. We are on complete free time. I've completed what I wanted to on this account as a hardcore Iron Man. I am so happy. And our reward? Just a casual 90,000 Slayer experience coming our way. Level 71 Slayer, 840,000 XP. We still have another 250 something thousand to go, but we are well and truly back on pace. Another 60,000 today, easily doable. I've got a Dust Devils task lined up. Anyway, I'm gonna go and imbue the Slayer helmet celebration. We've officially been given the boot while the Blood Moon Rises is added to the game. Maybe we'll head over and see all the people starting it and visualize what we'll be doing. There it is, the Blood Moon Rises. It's in the game. 74 Slayer. That's all we have remaining. I really just want to sign into the main and do it because I'm so excited to see how this ends, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to let this be my first playthrough. Scroll of Imbuing is ours. Use this bad boy on our Slayer helmet. Wonderful. I'm heading straight over to see people starting the quest. I don't know why that's exciting for me, but I just want to see. Look at them all. A matter of days. Just a matter of days, and we'll be going through the rest of this dialogue and doing the quest, assuming we don't die to a bloodveld or something. I can't wait. All these people are about to have fun, and I'm gonna go and trade Slayer. I was just at a call with some friends, and they just started the quest. I watched a very small amount of it, and I had to just get myself out of there because I knew I was just gonna sit there and watch it. I'm getting serious FOMO right now, and I'm off to go and kill Dust Devils. But I do want that first playthrough to be authentic. I'm obviously gonna do a bit of reading to be able to know where the immediate dangers are, but I do want this to be an authentic first experience when we do get there. On the plus side, there's not a whole lot of people doing Dust Devils tasks, so who's the real winner? Show is doing the quest. I am cooked. It is 3 a.m. right now. I couldn't help myself. I had to stay up and watch a playthrough of the quest. I will repeat, I am cooked. Here's me completing Sins of the Father, feeling on top of the world as though, yep, this is something that might be achievable without actually knowing what the quest looks like. Having seen a playthrough, there's no shot. Like, look at our gear. Come on. Our stats, our gear, like, this is not happening. This is not an exaggeration or like trying to drum up interest. It is a certain death. I'm walking into a goddamn slaughter. But you know what? We're still going to keep trading the Slayer. We're still going to get there. We're going to do everything we can to get through the quest. And when we inevitably die, we're going to laugh and have a good time because it's the stupidest thing I might ever do in my life. The Slayering must continue. And now it is not a question of whether we go to our potential death. It is us going to our absolute certain death. My God. They need a tier above Grandmaster because what I've just watched, there's like 18 fights. Like, what? Onwards we go. I will not be defeated until we are kissing the floor. You know, I had a real come to Jesus moment last night after watching the playthrough of the Blood Moon Rises. And to be completely honest with you, I wasn't demotivated. I've just accepted the fact that I don't think this is something that is physically possibly able to be done by me. I think somebody else could do it. I don't think I could. Does that mean we're not going to try? Absolutely not. I've turned it up a gear. We have 156,000-ish XP remaining. We're getting ourselves to the quest in time, and then what will be will be. I'm the definition of an ordinary player that maybe believes they are more than an ordinary player. I make nonsense content for future me to look back and smile at, and this is an opportunity to make something that I can look back and smile at. Remember who you are, Mr. Redhelm. You are just a guy doing something very funny, and we have the opportunity to do something very funny. How often do you get to play this game and have the opportunity to do that? Something that you'll look back on and just think, this was a stupid time that I enjoyed. I'm not a pioneer in this game. I copy people's homework. I keep the wiki open. I am a slave to Quest Helper. I've got 2 full days before starting the Blood Moon Rises. In that time, I'm sure somebody with a much larger brain than I will be able to figure everything out, and all we need to do is follow in their footsteps. And in the meantime, we've got 156,000 odd Slayer experience remaining to get. Gotta look at the positive side of things. We get the benefit of having a couple of days to be able to actually study the quest and the bosses and wait for mechanics to be solved. And maybe the biggest thing that's fully got me excited is free supplies. I was concerned about having to go and get brews somehow. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. I don't want to put it out there as though it's something that cannot be done. But for me, I don't know. And I'm excited to find out what our limitation is with Mr. John Redhelm. Maybe the Blood Moon Rises is just a bridge too far. Day 29 has arrived. This is our final full day before we begin the Blood Moon Rises. I've put in the work with the Slayer XP. We've got just over 30,000 experience left to go, and then we've got all of the requirements and a cool little milestone coming in here. One very meaningless, but one that I was really hoping to hit just for personal reasons, for fun. 100 Slayer tasks completed. A large number of those were skipped, obviously, to try and get the streak up, but still 100 tasks. I think that's a pretty cool milestone. Now, originally my plan was to get as many points as possible. As you can see, we've got 852. I wanted to unlock vampire tasks and fish for a vampire task to help us with the Blood Moon Rises. But unfortunately, the Slayer helmet does not work in the quest, so it was kind of for nothing. But it does present to us a fun little opportunity that I'm hoping that we are rewarded with. It's been a long time since we had a Jad task, a long time, and I think there's no more fitting way to get the rest of this experience than by doing it with a fire cape. We need a little bit of cooperation from you, Neve. Please be cool. There it is. We've done it. We're going back to Jad. This is it. We're gonna have all of the requirements for the Blood Moon Rises. Relative to a lot of other achievements in the game, obviously it's not a massive thing, but this is what the game is for me, is setting personal goals and achieving them. Actually getting all of the requirements for this quest within the 30 days, especially after failing to do so for Song of the Elves. It's gotta feel so good. Obviously we have a little bit of a head start, but I don't think it was possible to do this from level 1, to be honest, in a month. Let's do it. Let's get this final task done. Everybody likes a small loot opening. Let's see what these keys give us. Absolutely nothing. Once again, that would have been nice like a week and a half ago. A final hope remains with this one single hard casket. I don't want to go into the fight caves with green dragonhide body. Can we find the elusive God bless dragonhide? Be cool. That is as good as we could have asked for if we didn't get it. We have like an actual human ranged setup. Hello! I shoehorned a little yap session into the Song of the Elves video, and guess what? I'm doing one here as well. I feel like that's allowed after almost 30 days of playing the video game. First thing I really just want to say is just a massive thank you. The Song of the Elves video just had this reception that I obviously didn't anticipate. It seems like a lot of people really enjoyed either the format or the longer video video or whatever. YouTube is not something that I do, you know, trying to make it, I guess. It's definitely just a hobby, and I enjoy making dumb, fun, creative things. I started because I wanted to have a catalog of things to just look back on in however many years' time and go, yeah, you know what, I had a lot of fun playing this game. But to see the response from that Song of the Elves video and playing this account, you know, it does give you a little bit of validation, and I'm just glad that people enjoyed it. So this is a message, I guess, specifically for you, the person that's watching this video probably multiple hours into the video. You've probably watched the Song of the Elves video, and you've probably watched this all the way through. Whether you're one of my pals who's watching it because I said please, 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 or you're just somebody who came across it naturally, I hope you've had a really fun time just enjoying whatever this is. To be honest with you, I had no intentions of signing into the account after doing Song of the Elves. I had completed what I wanted. I got what I wanted out of playing a hardcore Ironman. But then, you know, a bit of fortune in that video seemed to do quite well relative to the size of this channel. And I kind of just wanted to make something that was basically a big thank you. So that's what this is. Again, no intention of playing the account again, but this opportunity came up to do a quest that I know that we can't do on a hardcore. So in short, this video is essentially just a thank you to you, and I hope that you've enjoyed this experience. I've mentioned it multiple times over the last few days, but I truly am okay with dying. I am of the belief that hardcore Ironman is a temporary game mode, and going into it, you sort of need to expect that it is coming to an end, and that's the way that I'm treating it. So I'm not going to be devastated when the account dies. I achieved my goal, but it does make me sad in the way that I have just enjoyed doing this so much, and I really like this 30-day format. Regardless of whether we live or die tomorrow, this is most likely the end of John Redhelm, mostly because if we look at the stats, where can we go to from here? I love this 30-day format, and there's just not much more we can do with this account that makes sense to me, I don't think. Either way, this is more than likely the end, but trust me, I got a big list of things with the similar 30-day format that I would love the opportunity to do. So if that's up your alley, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button. Maybe deal with the rest of the nonsense on the channel, and every 9 months you might get something actually cool like this. Also, just wanted to mention the timing of the release of this quest with everything that's happening with my dear old dog, which I won't talk too much about. I made a video about it, sort of being stuck in the house a little bit. This has given me something to work towards, and it just so happened that it was a kind of quest where we could continue it on the same account as well and sort of keep the story going. I feel really fortunate in this situation to be able to do something this cool. Like, it's such a unique opportunity to do a new Grandmaster quest in probably the best quest line in this game. Experience all of the quests for the first time in many, many years. I also just hope the fun that I've had playing this account translates. I'm not a hardcore Ironman player. This mode is not made for people like me. One of my favorite mechanics in the game is dying. That is how I learn. But I would use this opportunity to just urge you, if you've never done it, try it. What's the worst that can happen? Go in, treat it like a temporary game mode, have fun, and then when it's done, it's done. And then maybe you've got something to beat. Who knows? Maybe in the future I'll want to come back and try and do better than I've done this time. You know, that's a lot of words to basically say, hey, I'm cool with dying, thanks for watching, but that's the general gist of what I'm trying to get across. Enjoy the remainder of this series. Who knows what's gonna happen? I don't know, maybe I'll die during this fire cape, but it's just a stupid moment. Thank you. Again, it's a very small channel. I don't do this for profit or anything. This is not my career, solely something that I do as a hobby. So to have people that are interested in this kind of content, it's kind of overwhelming in the nicest way, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you for watching. Let's go and get a fire cape. Well, we got to do this for like, I don't know, another 10 minutes, but then let's go and get a fire cape. Look at this. This is more like what a human would bring to a fire caves. Questionable shield. Let's do it. I'm ready to finish this Slayer requirement. I can hardly believe that we've got all of the requirements for the Blood Moon Rises, and with a day to spare. 3 Jads killed, new personal best. What is it? An hour and 20, half an hour improvement on the last attempt. Black D hide and Slayer helm is kinda good, apparently. Look at the requirements list, everything crossed off except for obviously combat level 110. It is what it is. We could go and start the quest right now. I really want to, but there are still things we could do to improve our chances of completing the quest. Not me already immediately gambling the cape and forgetting to record it. We desperately need to unlock piety. It is one of the final final upgrades we could make to our account to improve our chances of completing the quest. We're at 63 prayer, we need 70 prayer. Now, we could just go and safe spot blue dragons, get some dragon bones, got plenty of today left, we could do that comfortably. It doesn't do a whole lot for our melee stats. So I thought to myself, where is a place where we can get prayer XP, we can improve our melee combat, and we have the chance, a very, very small chance, at one of the few remaining melee upgrades we could get. We're doing perilous moons, baby. I just did the blood moon just to see if I was able to do it relatively consistently, and we can. Is it incredibly dangerous for us to be doing on day 29? Yes. Is it very low IQ? Even more so. But my god, if we could pull the blood moon tassets, we would be laughing all the way to the bank. I don't know if you've realized, the obsidian plate legs kind of a meme. We need real gear, and this would be real gear. How on brand would it be to die doing an unnecessary grind right at the end? Come on, reward my whimsy. One and done. 9 sun-kissed bones isn't exactly what I envisioned, but we go again. Yes, whimsy prevails. It's nothing that we need and we'll never use in our lifetime, but like, it's cool. I can't put it on, but it's cool. Do I stop pushing my luck and just move on? Like, this is stupid. No, we keep going. We keep going. The back to back? I don't think this is better for us. +1 melee strength for -3 prayer. A magic defense. I don't think it's worth it. It's cool, but it'd be nice if these were pants. We have to send the back 3 back. We have to. Oh, holy. Oh, that's the back 3 back. Is this good? I don't know if this is good or not. Is this good? I banked it. I can't check. I guess that's our sign to leave. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Better magic defense, but like... Oh no, we can't go against the card looking like this. I am so tempted to just stay at Perilous Moons. I mean, we at least have to do the back 4 back, right? All I'm saying is every item that we get, the higher chance we have of getting the Blood Moon Tassets. Thank you, dupe protection. This is stupid. I'm going back in. No back 4 back. Never lucky. First time I decide to use this stupid crystal and we get kicked out of moons. Is this a sign? You know, no, it's not. I'm going back. I'm honestly just having so much fun. We know the crystal works, so that's a good thing. -75,000 GP. At some point, it's just got to be considered blatant creeping staying here. The chances of us actually getting the Blood Moon Tassets are like 1 in 250 something, I think. But it's funny, and I'm having fun. Honestly, I just wish I had more time to grind this out because I feel like this upgrade would actually be a game changer. But I'm not giving up yet. Not just yet. Not until we've got enough prayer experience banked. I think 30 KC is a nice little stopping point for the Moons of Peril, at least for tonight. It's getting late. I can feel the focus starting to wane. The last thing we want to do is die the night before doing the quest with all the requirements completed. I think we saddle up the big crab, get as many combat levels as we possibly can. Maybe we'll come back tomorrow, try our hand at those Blood Moon Tassets. God, it would be cinema if we get it. I think it's fitting that our final night is spent at the place where we've probably spent the most time this whole series. See you on day 30. We're gonna do the Blood Moon Rises. I'm so excited. Waking up for today, it genuinely feels like Christmas. If on Christmas you were to die, we've got the whole day to work with, the whole day to go and hunt those Blood Moon Tassets, and I'm gonna go do it. Let the caffeine do its thing while we hit the big crab, then it's the Moons of Peril to get the rest of this prayer XP, then it's on to the Blood Moon Rises. I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited. Another unique, but it is not the one that we want, but it does take us one step closer to the Blood Moon tassets. I'm coping so hard. It would just be so funny if we were to get them. Another unique. I feel like we're getting ridiculously spooned here. Again, no idea if this is any good or an improvement. Less melee strength, but better attack bonuses. Defense bonuses are no good. It's garbage. Another back-to-back, and it's a Blood Moon piece, but not the one that we need. But the bonkers are cool, dude. The bonkers. At this point, I feel like I just have to stay. It's too funny, and like we're getting passive prayer experience. We've got time. May as well just keep sending it. I'm giving myself 5 more KC. That is it. 5 more KC, and then I'm just gonna go to the Blue Dragons. It will be a lot faster at the Blue Dragons. We've got some prayer XP, but we still need plenty more. Some will say this is lucky, but we have got the 2 Blood Moon pieces that we don't need. The chest and the legs would both be upgrades, I believe. Never lucky. Okay, I know I said I was leaving at 50 KC, but like, I'm just having too much fun. The only thing I can really relate this to is like being at work after hours or something. I know I shouldn't be here. We've got something that we need to do. We should be at Blue Dragons, but this is a much more whimsical route. Don't steal my whimsy. Just one more unique. Come on, just one more unique and then we'll leave. No, dude. We're really just out here with the full Blood Moon outfit minus the thing that we need. I have no idea if this is an upgrade. It looks like it is. I mean, it definitely is. Look at this. That's pretty good. Something's got to be done about these legs, man. Look. I said one more unique, but we are getting kind of close, not that close, but somewhat close to a strength level. Plus, gotta do the back-to-back anyway, come on. I don't know if you've realized yet, I have no intentions of leaving Moons of Peril. As it stands, our next unique has a 1 in 4 chance of being what we want. How can I possibly stop under these circumstances? No, so close to being what we need. That is the full Eclipse Moon set done. You know what that means. The prayer is taking a backseat. I'm doing just the Blue Moon and the Blood Moon now. You know what? I think we just full sack the loot and send it on the Blood Moon. A flat 1 in 56 rate to be able to get those Blood Moon tassets. This isn't about prayer anymore. This is about whimsy, and whimsy will prevail. Time is beginning to become a factor. I have to put a 1 hour hard cap on this. But I believe in the power of whimsy. It would be so whimsical. No, I have to call time on it here. It's been 8 hours of Perilous Moons on the day that I'm meant to be doing a Grandmaster quest that I know very little about as my first playthrough on a hardcore Ironman. I think maybe we let whimsy go too far this time. But imagine the cinema if this is the one. Maybe the real Blood Moon tassets is the whimsy we had in the pursuit of them. I need to rest, I need to eat, and I need to get the rest of this prayer experience. I wouldn't say that the Blood Moon Gambit is a complete loss, but it's definitely not a win. We didn't get what we were coming for. But boy, I had so much fun doing this, like a stupid amount of fun. This should not have been this enjoyable. If this is the last fun thing that we do as a hardcore Ironman, then I'll accept it. I enjoyed my time. And we've got level 70 prayer. That's it. It is the last thing that we need before doing the Blood Moon Rises. You know, I'm really proud of this account. I know it's silly to say about like a RuneScape account, but this progression in 30 days, obviously we have the head start in most of the skills, but the combats and just the sheer amount of things we've got up to, I'm really happy with it. 2 very minor things that we need to do before we move on to starting the quest, because I'm great at delaying the inevitable. It has been far too long since we asserted our dominance over Brutus with a new PB. We've got a new fun tool to play with, so let's go and get one for old time's sake. The final Brutus PV, it's so sad. 10 seconds, the epitome of speed. And the final thing is, we have to say goodbye to Bob. Bob, you've been the main character. Just about everything we've done, we've had this stupid little rock following us around everywhere. Unfortunately, we can't be taking you with us for the last little journey. Alright, let's go and put John Redhelm to rest and finish the Maiki story.
The Blood Moon Rises. We meet Sarius Guile in the Icene graveyard, where she informs us that she will soon flee Mauritania. She tells us that Venescula and Safalan are being held prisoner by Luernial Dracan in his castle, where all vampires have been ordered to attend a gathering for an important announcement. Sarius asks that we try to help Venescula, who despite everything has always been good to her. In the Mayaki hideout in Mayadich, we find a makeshift shrine in remembrance of the fallen Mayaki. Ivan Strom arrives and hesitantly agrees to come with us to the announcement. Safalan and Venescula are presented before the vampires prior to Luernial's arrival, as he proclaims that the vampire race has been weakened by becoming civilized. They have abandoned their hunter roots to become no more than farmers living off humans. However, he reveals that a way to return to their homeworld of Vampirium has been discovered, pledging to return their race to their barbaric ways. The nobles protest, having grown content with their lives in Mauritania, and in response, Luernial announces the Night of the Blood Moon, a festival in which the vampire with the most kills becomes the leader, one which Luernial was victorious in countless times back in Vampirium. The bloodshed is necessary to enable mass transport back to Vampirium, and while many nobles question Luernial's approach, he berates their inability to identify the humans amongst them, singling us out and presenting us to Onslaught before departing. Ivan successfully teleports us back to the hideout, where we formulate a plan to find a way to Vampirium and rescue Safalan, return to Gillenor, then close the portal, leaving Luernial permanently trapped in his homeland. We ask Ivan about the whereabouts of Veliath Hertz, who Ivan believes is a lost cause. We find Veliath drunkenly battling Firewatch and spring to his aid. Ivan chastises Veliath for abandoning all hope, and for trying to conceal his knowledge of Ivan, being the last remaining descendant of Ivandis Serges, which Ivan figured out long ago. Having been thoroughly lectured, we depart for Patadomus, leaving Veliath to lick his wounds. We reconvene with Ivan and Drizel in Patadomus in hopes of finding a way into Castle Dracan. A journal written by Ivandis' squire is found, which details Ivandis' intentions to pursue Dracan into Vampirium and kill Luernial himself, as well as the squire's own horrified response to the revelations in the book left by Ivandis following the Salve's blessing. The book itself was locked away in the temple, which must be cleared of the Zamorakian monks inhabiting it before retrieval. The writings revealed that the ritual used to bless the Salve was derived from heme alchemy, which caused Ivandis to begin the process of vampirification. Defiant, Ivandis refused to become the thing that he fought against, promising to find a way into Vampirium to kill Luernial or die in the process. A tunnel that led directly into Castle Dracan was found, however, it has not since been rediscovered. To our surprise, a sober Veliath decides to rejoin the party. We detail our discovery, minus Ivandis' vampirification, and share the plan to locate the tunnel leading into Castle Dracan, which is most likely around Ivandis' tomb. With the passage discovered, we navigate through the Daelt mine, directly into a party of Firewatch within a Daelt refinery, where one of the slaves informs us is the site in which the process of vampirification takes place. Continuing forward, the path leads us directly into Castle Dracan, where a blood portal takes us into the land of Vampirium.
Thank you for the wonderful reminder.
We are teleported to an identical location within Vampirium. Before we can formulate a plan to locate Safalan, a group of Venators appears and causes the party to become separated. Forced to solve the intricate puzzles that safeguard the locked doors around the castle, as well as survive the creatures that inhabit it, we eventually find Veliath. Together, we delve further inside the castle, discovering the cells where Venescula and a sorely wounded Safalan are imprisoned. Venescula agrees to go along with our escape plan, but reveals that Luernial has been stockpiling Safalan's blood to use as the catalyst for transportation to and from Vampirium. It must be destroyed before we can make our escape. Deeper into the castle, we search, rescuing Ivan from the attack of a Venator, and venturing forward to destroy the stockpile of blood. With Luernial's mode of transportation removed, and Venescula seemingly in our aid, we regather in the castle foyer, ready to enter the portal and leave for good. Luernial makes his presence felt, but instead of combating us on the spot, he presents to us an opportunity by opening the front doors of Castle Dracan, ushering us into the land of Vampirium to be the targets of his hunting activity. We flee into the abandoned town of Sangvesti, once the home of the vampires, and where Zaros taught the vampires to become a civilized society, which Luernial intends to abolish. crash. In order to continue our escape, we must find a cog required to operate the drawbridge, leading towards the Darkwood Forests, somewhere within the town.
That. This sucks.
Navigating the town's decrepit buildings while being pursued by Drakan, we manage to make our escape, though it is short-lived.
This is by far the single most terrifying thing they've ever added to the game. Thank God all of these puzzles have been solved, because I'm full freaking it and I'm not even having to use my brain. This is terrifying.
The path leads directly to the site where Luerniel cut down his father to become the Lord of Vampirium, as Drakan begins his assault. Bound in place by Venescula, we flee for the forest and again find ourselves separated from the group.
I don't know what I expected. It wasn't this. This is insane.
Navigating through treacherous feral vias, maze-like darkwood trees, patrolling maxilla beasts, swarming Nilochus and venomous serpents, Drakan is still easily able to intercept us. However, we are unexpectedly aided by a band of hooded figures who lay down their lives in order for us to escape. A mysterious woman appears, urging us to follow her. The woman reveals herself to be Afarete, former queen of Hallowvale and Safalan's mother, detailing her capture by Luerniel and imprisonment for years until she made her escape. She informs us that Safalan, Ivan, Veliath and Venescula are safe, and leads us towards a palace in the mountainside, where she proclaims that someone within wants to meet us. Inside, we meet the vampire who we recognize as the master of the mysterious strangers around Versinhaza, and who we communicated with regarding Lady Verzik Vatur. He introduces himself as Sigurdinti Vatur, Verzik's father, and explains that he has remained in Vampirium since before Drakan united the clans and set off for Hallowvale, evading Verzik and Drakan's plans to kill him. He tells us that Venescula has been imprisoned, having smuggled some Dealtor during our escape from the castle, suggesting that she may have an ulterior motive not known to us. Now that Sigurdinti has revealed himself to Drakan, he plans to travel to Mauritania and leave Luerniel trapped in Vampirium, a plan which has been in place for many years. Though we may have been deceived by Venescula, Afarete vouches for Sigurdinti and his positive intentions. Afarete asks us to prepare a stew for a recovering Safalan with ingredients from around the palace. Though he seems far from normal, Afarete ensures us that Safalan will make a full recovery in time. In the meantime, she recommends that we upgrade our flail using materials from around the palace, in preparation for Luerniel's inevitable arrival. After crafting stakes from blisterwood and increasing our power against the vampires with the newly made hallowed flail, Ivan introduces us to Sarai, the stranger we assisted outside of Versinhaza, and a being of the Aranai race. Finally, we are directed downstairs to speak with Veliath and the bound Venescula, who tries to explain that the Dealt was merely for insurance in the case of a dire situation. Though we are recommended to take refuge within the palace, we join the Aranai across the bridge awaiting Luerniel's arrival, buying time for Sigurdinti to craft a portal back to Mauritania. Though the Aranai do their best to hold their position, Drakan slices through the defences with ease and begins a bombardment upon the palace. Our attempts to keep Drakan at bay prove fruitless. Sarai and the Aranai are slain one by one outside of the palace walls, as the palace begins to crumble from the onslaught, freeing Venescula from her capture as another battle with the Lord of Vampirium commences. We are able to hold off Luernial long enough for Sugidinti to conjure a portal back to Mauritania, but a freed Venescula suddenly binds Safalan in place, refusing to be left behind with Luernial. She bargains to be brought back with the group, to which Afarite reluctantly agrees. The commotion is enough to allow Luernial time to target the portal, sending all of us sprawling back to Mauritania. As the blood moon begins to rise on the horizon, time is rapidly running out before the night of the Blood Moon Festival begins, with Vyas already rounding up sacrifices in anticipation. We reconvene with Veliath and Sugidinti in Berg de Rot, where Sugidinti reveals his plan to bring the Nilochus Queen on board as an ally. The research we did provided the tools required to ensure her compliance, and we are tasked with guarding the theatre to ensure Sugidinti enough time alone with his malformed daughter. With the Nilochus Queen aligning with our efforts, the Theatre of Blood will no longer serve as a trial for those seeking their freedom, but a testing ground for the strongest in the land to prove their abilities. As we agree to the terms, an Aranai appears to inform Sugidinti of Venescula's whereabouts, requesting urgent assistance in Berg de Rot. We find Venescula within a Dale refinery where she has taken it upon herself to create a weapon against Luernial. She protests that sacrifice is the only way to win the war against her brother, and she willingly sacrificed Safalan to create an Icene vampire monster capable of tearing Luernial apart. The beast breaks out of the vampirification chamber and attacks in a rage, the spirit of Safalan barely recognizable in the word that attacks. Wounded, the word knocks us back as we attempt to communicate with Safalan, fleeing north past the Barrows and towards Castle Dracan. Luernial presents Afarite before the vampire nobles as the festival begins. Some have chosen to remain absent, whilst others, such as Lord Misha Mermel, continue to protest the shambolic festival, quickly meeting an immediate end as Dracan wastes little time beginning proceedings. Before further bloodshed, we arrive at the castle alongside Sugidinti as the Nilochus Queen joins our side. Alongside Sugidinti, the Nilochus Queen, Ivan, the Aranai, and Afarite battle with Dracan once more. The battle is to no avail, but the word appears suddenly to dismember Luernial's wing and send them sprawling through the portal, which Sugidinti promptly closes, trapping both inside Vampirium. Though Sugidinti proclaims victory, abandoning hope for the newly turned Safalan, Afarite protests and pursues her son, while Sugidinti asks for us to wait inside the castle as he addresses the crowd.
I would love to be wearing a heart rate monitor right now. It is beating out of my chest, but we've made it to the final encounter. I can't. I'm also trying to just enjoy the quest because they've done such an amazing job with it. But the fact that we're here, I'm amazed. I'm genuinely amazed. And we've at least got a chance. We've got a chance to complete the Blood Moon Rises.
The people of Darkmire accept Sugidinti as their new ruler, and he requests that Ivan and Veliath travel to Mistlin to assure the king that the war will not come to his lands. We are tasked with locating Afarite and potentially Safalan, though we are cautioned that saving his life cannot come at the risk of Dracan's return. As Afarite prepares to return to Vampirion from the Icene graveyard, we join her in her efforts, determined to put an end to Dracan once and for all. Safalan is located, and both he and Afarite are directed to return to Mauritania while we confront Luernial for the final time.
my, it's so much to take in. There's so many things going on. My brain might explode.
I'm sure you have many questions.
Are you God?
Yes.
And am I dead?
Yes.
And is this heaven?
No. This is West Ardoyne. This is where the spirit of all hardcore Ironmen go when they die.
West Ardoyne, but like this is the worst place in the game.
Exactly. You seem troubled.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to actually get them through the quest.
You know this was a really stupid thing to do, yes?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what is the best thing about doing new content in RuneScape?
Dying and learning?
Dying and learning. You, John Redhelm, have died, and now you can learn. Now, head on back, you filthy grey helm. You've got a quest to complete.
Hello? What is he doing over there? Well, I'm so confused. Why is it that waves are the hardest thing of this damn quest? Your hit points level, by the way. Ow. Aha! Only took like 4 tries and I've got it. Chill, dog.
Fatally wounded, Lawernial Dracan, Lord of Vampirium, stumbles away and grasps at the Blood Moon before succumbing to his injuries. With his transformation fully completed, Saffalon begs us to end his life, to which we refuse. The Word thanks us for not giving up on him, as Afarite leads her son away to oversee his affliction in a world outside of Drakan's rule.
Why did I decide to do this quest on a hardcore as my first playthrough? You know what, I'm gonna make up for all of the sins that I've committed in the past and actually put a tome on Herblore. Not that it matters too much. So I guess this is the last John Redhelm video. Oh, f*** off. Confirmation that we did at least complete the quest within 30 days. So Song of the Elves, we go overtime but survive, and here we come to the inevitable end on time. At least we're not late to dying. Bob, my friend, thank you for the memories. I had a blast playing this account. We'll always have Song of the Elves. No one can ever take that one away from me. This is where John Redhelm going to spend the rest of his days as a Greyhelm. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you've never tried playing a hardcore Ironman, just give it a go. The worst that can happen is that you die. And the best thing is that if you do die as a hardcore Ironman, you can always just make another one. Done.
The end.
The end.
I hate how there's all these fucking names in
Stupid
quests.
words. At least it's not the elf people.
Oh, the elves were the worst.